Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brewbuilt Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brewbuilt line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brewbuilt X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brewbuilt Conicals. You can trust Brewbuilt with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brewbuilt at morebeer.com.
If you really want to be one of the best brewers there is,
I stopped dressing all in plastic.
You better be brewing 5 to 6 times a week.
Every beer is made with love, and it begs to be appreciated.
I need something to kill the salmonella I'm kind of worried about in the eggs.
Do you find that that the hops kind of clash with the chicken embryo you put in there?
I might sleep here tonight.
It's a California King. There's plenty of room for both of us, Beavis.
How many of the brewers over there have seen your ass?
That's it. Someone's getting cut tonight.
All I have to say is, hey, McDowell, how you doing?
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to The Session. I want to state clearly and loud right now, Schumann, that I think your brother Shoe Light is going to be the death of us all.
I think he is, too.
How old's that kid?
He's 22. He's 22, going strong, man.
We can't keep up anymore, Doc.
Oh, yeah?
I can't keep up with these kids. Between you and Shoe Light, Doc, you're killing us.
Sorry, man.
We went to bed early, just in case he showed up home late.
Yeah, we went out Friday night. Tasty as Shat went out with us. We went to the karaoke place.
Oh, nice.
At the golf course, the Greenery.
The Greenery. We love that place.
Love it. Went to the Greenery. Came home. Before we know it, it's 4 a.m. Shoe Light's got all his clothes off. He's stripping on the pole, wearing nothing but a man thong.
Nice.
And
little hammock.
And a smile.
We'll give you all that story later. And then we're kind of in trouble the next day. I had to go broadcast a CBS show, JP and myself over there.
Yep.
And I was kind of a mess. And then the very next night, Shoe Light's like, all right, let's go. We're going again. And we said, no. So we stayed home, had a barbecue, drank some beer here. He calls us about, 1 a.m. He's on his way back from the bar. I hope you guys are ready to rage, man. I'm on my way home. Shoe and I look at each other and go, we better go to bed now before he gets home.
Smartest thing we ever did.
Well, it sounds like last Sunday after the show.
Yeah, the Doc did it to us last Sunday. We were up till 5 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Hanging out.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't get a divorce that morning. How did Monday go?
Well, I called her and let her know that I wasn't going to be coming back.
You left a message.
I left a message, and then she called me like she did before. No, the message is on the machine. You should answer the phone.
I think you're lucky that you got the message machine.
No.
I think Doc feels like he could go out with like 30 strippers and hookers and stuff like that, and as long as he leaves a message.
Then it's fine.
It's totally cool.
But yeah, Shoe Light, he's going to kill us. So we also, and you'll hear about this later, going to do it later in the show because we got some things to get to here in the beginning, but we had almost had another stripper pole tragedy.
Oh.
We just put it back together. Shoe Light broke that thing into 3 pieces.
He shook it to its very foundation.
Just like me.
He's swinging around it. Next thing you know, he's laying on the ground with stripper pole shrapnel laying all around him. 3 pieces of it.
Not to mention with a dog collar on and a leash.
Yeah, that's right. He had a spike.
But that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that was different.
All right, I'm going to have to make that thing safe then.
Yeah.
I've been trying to not go near it, but...
No, now it's got to be, especially because Shoe Light scored us a female stripper the other night.
Okay.
A friend of his, hot little friend of his, is going to come over. She wants to do a stripping duet with him. So if that's what it takes, if we got to look at him in a marble bag to see this hottie strip, then so be it.
Yeah, and even if the chick doesn't show up, I mean, it'll be worth it.
Chad, I didn't know your mom was going to be out on the West Coast.
Oh, easy.
All right, so we got a lot to get to today. I just wanted to get that out right now, but we got a good
Dog
show
collar.
planned for
What
you.
the hell's that about? Jeez.
Spiked leather. I just put it away today.
Oh, okay.
It's my dog's, but we figured, hey, at this point, he's already down to a G-string. Might as well start throwing collars on him, right? He was being led around by a cute friend
on
of
all
his.
fours.
Yeah.
With a glove stuffed in his face.
Yeah, let's be clear about it. He was dancing
Smell
for
the
females,
glove.
not for me and Schumann. He was dancing for his female friends.
Right.
So I just want to.
Yeah, but they left after like 5 minutes. We stayed.
then
Yeah, actually, we got to go.
And we're
No,
like-
I'm almost done.
We haven't
almost
even
ready.
played Pour Some Sugar on Me yet. No.
And then we didn't want to hurt his feelings, so we stayed.
You don't want to shatter the guy's ego. He's
Yeah,
still young.
You can't strip through an empty house. You got to support your friends.
Yeah. I never thought I'd say it, but I can't keep up with this kid, man. He goes for it.
It's a handful.
Yesterday afternoon, he's like, I need some Jack just to get right again. You know, we're all feeling awful, and he's shooting Jack so that he can get right again.
I'm so
Trying to
proud
come
of my
out the
younger
other
brother.
side.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of my younger brother.
He's doing well. All right, great show planned for you today. We are speaking to the Small Brew Pub and Brewmaster of the Year, Tonya Cornett from Bend Brewing Company. She's going to be talking to us, and we'll find out about her seasonal ales, because she does quite a bit of them, and that's a real popular, they're calling it a style now, your seasonals. So we're going to talk about that, and she's got a great formal brewing education that we'll find out about. So get your questions ready. 888-401-BEER. That's the number you can use to call in and ask questions. Or just join JP in the chat room there.
That's right.
And JP's only with us for another 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, Bevo's on her way, guys. Chill out. Don't worry about it.
Bevo will be in the chat room today, so everybody be nice. But yeah, JP asked for a pass because the Sharks are in the playoffs. And
Let's go Sharks!
if they lose tonight, that could be that, you know. And if they win, then they get one more chance, right?
Yeah, they get one more chance to fucking blow it.
Yeah. So JP was saying that the chat users, you know, like he could TiVo the game and watch it when he gets home, but he knows that the chat users are going to F with him all night long and tell him the score.
They were kind of
what
effing with
happened.
me, last week. You know, just like someone came in and the people who were there from the beginning of the show, you know, I had asked like, hey, don't, you know, tell me the game. And they were cool about it, but people, you know, come in and out and they don't know that. It's like, oh, it's 2-2.
No.
You dicks.
Jerks.
So are you sticking around, just not looking at the chat room, or are you heading out?
No, I'm heading out.
He's leaving altogether.
I got to do it. It's, you know, it's one of those things.
If it were UConn in the Final Four and I had the option, I'd do the same. That's why I gave him a pass.
I told Jay, I said, if you really needed me here, then I'll stay away from the chat. But you know, Sharks, they won the last two games, fourth team in NHL history to come back from 3-0 to make it 3-2.
Why not keep going?
Why not keep going?
Doc doesn't look too happy about this.
No, he said fourth team.
Holding up his three fingers.
3 fingers. Like, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm touching the other one, so
I was looking.
You just can't see it.
He was using base 3.
Chad, you think it's all right if we let JP go?
I think we could all use a break, yes. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, in your face.
All right, well, there you have it. Well, before you go, I did have some... you're not going to be here for our voicemail segment, which is great today.
Can we just play it right now?
I could I do have a short regular feedback segment, so I could play it.
Come on.
I did want to play you this, though. I did cut out a couple of them, because one was, you got two sent in for you and your cat. And your stupid cat.
I got quite a few emails from people saying, hey, happy birthday, Wesley.
Yeah, here, this one was sent in. I cut it out just for you so you could hear it.
Did your cat read them?
Almost May 1st, which I heard is JP's cat's first birthday, so I wanted to be the first person to wish JP's cat a birthday, so... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JP's pussy. Happy birthday to you. Yay! This is Jason from Erie, PA Pride on the forums. All right, bye.
I'll tell you, if he didn't say his name at the end there, I would have thought it was Matt Brynildson. He sounds a lot like Matt.
Kind of does.
He's got that accent, that Michigander, Pennsylvania thing happening. So
What a nice message.
I can't believe you guys and your
Can you email that to me?
cats.
So I could play it for my cat.
You will, too, won't you?
Yeah. You know, my neighbors, so my cat had 4 cats, and my neighbors have 2 of them, and I ran into them yesterday. Like, so did you have a birthday party for Wesley?
Oh, my God.
No. We gave our cat special food.
It makes me want to shoot all of you cat owners in the face with a large weapon. All right, a couple of announcements for you. The anniversary party is set. If you haven't tuned in the last few weeks and you haven't heard that, it's Saturday, June 14th. It's at Downtown Joe's here in Napa. Great place to bring the wife and have a good time with us, and make a whole weekend out of it. Spend the weekend there, and you can go to the wineries and the whole thing's just spend Saturday night with us partying at Downtown Joe's.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time. We're doing some planning meetings tomorrow with the crew here to start talking about what beers we're going to have on tap there, because you got all the Downtown Joe's beers, but we have a guest handle that we're going to rotate about 5 different kegs out of. So we're going to get that straightened out for you, hopefully be able to announce it for you by the next time we're on the air. There is no show next week because we're going to Boonville. You're not doing Boonville, huh, Tasty? I got your email that you kind of backed out on it.
Oh, dude.
Come on. There's room on the bus. You can go out and come
I must
back.
have some good excuse.
We'd like to hear it.
I don't have it right now. Well, it's sort of like, been there, done that,
I see.
But you haven't been there and done that this year.
No, but that was like last year or something.
No, I don't think you were there last year.
Maybe
either.
the year before.
I don't think you've been there since I've been going. That's a good 2-3 years.
No, I was there 3 years ago, I'm sure.
Okay.
I was with the B3 guys. I was
all right
working in the booth.
All right, so no Tasty, but Doc's going.
I'm going.
And Doc's brother's going.
Oh, Big Tim?
So,
Big Tim's going.
Big Tim's coming up.
Yeah.
And me and Shad are going. We're rolling out with the White Labs folks. So we'll be there Friday even, and then staying through to Sunday, doing whatever we do. I don't know. Schumann's, are you going? Did you figure out if you can go?
I got to still find out.
Yeah, all right.
We still find out.
It depends on if Shoe Light can go.
No, it depends on what's going on with our possible manager.
Oh, yeah. Cold Hot Crash might have a new manager. Works for Live Nation, right?
Vice President of Marketing for
Down,
Live Nation.
Down at the Burger King?
Yeah.
Yeah. If my manager will get me the day off.
He's just like, Cold Hot Crash, you can have it your way.
All right, so there is no show next Sunday, so keep that in mind. We're going to be out there at the festival, and very likely recovering at this time next week. So unavailable to do the program, but we'll be back
It's
the week
Mother's
after
Day,
that.
too.
Oh, that's right, Sunday's Mother's. So spend time with your moms instead. There you go. JP will spend time with his cat. Or his cat's mom, maybe.
Is it a mommy cat?
Exactly right, the mommy cat. And I will have a brunch, a champagne brunch, if I can't go to Boonville.
Give it special food, huh?
Oh, I will.
All right, in the store you can find AHA memberships. You should sign up for the American Homebrewers Association, and you should do it through us. You get a great magazine, Zymergy Magazine, which, by the way, features our very own Jason Petros.
Oh, hey, that's me.
And an article about oak-aged beers. Did you see that, Doc?
Yeah, I saw he's talking about wood.
Yeah, he's talking about wood the whole time. And I got a little feedback for you about that in the email. People were surprised. They wanted to know who the hell Jason Petros is. Very formal. That's your formal pen name.
That's my name.
Oh, he gets paid by the word in JP when he got him paid so much.
That's right.
Jason Nicholas Petros, the third Esquire.
It's a giant article too. What do you like? The
good.
feature article in the thing?
One of them, yeah.
It looks like it right in the center of the mag
Got
there.
pictures and everything.
It is.
It's got recipes.
1,800 words.
2 of your own beer recipes in there.
Yep.
How about
That's
that?
my,
At least he renamed them then.
Look at JP growing up.
Yeah.
Is this your first published article?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty well written too. You didn't really write it, did you?
I did.
You did?
Did you edit it?
Yeah. Well, I sent it out to Palmer helped me a little bit, and Jamil helped me a little bit in just kind of making it flow properly.
So they wrote it, and then you signed your name?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That was nice of them to let you do that.
They're nice guys.
No, it makes JP sound like he's well-spoken if you read through it.
Like he knows.
Like he knows stuff about things and stuff.
Hey, if it's written in Zymergy, it must be true.
That's right. All right, so you can sign up for the AHA through our store. Just go to thebrewingnetwork.com/store and sign up for the AHA, and you'll get that magazine, and you'll see what we're talking about. You'll get fantastic articles from people like JP every other month, right? It's a every other month magazine.
Right.
All right. There you go.
Correct.
You can also go to our homepage and sign up for donations. A lot of you have been doing that, and I really appreciate it. It keeps the lights on around here. We are now exceeding our bandwidth again, even though I've just upgraded servers. So your donations are really helping right now, and if you guys continue to do that, it'd be fantastic. Just click the donate button. You can sign up you can just do a one-time thing, or you can sign up and forget about it. Do it monthly. There's all sorts of different denominations there, and that's like being a member and stuff. So do that for us. I'd appreciate it. It'd be cool. And you can call our 800 number, 888-401-BEER, the same number you use live. You can call all week long and leave your messages, which I have for you today. And maybe I'll play it at the beginning of the show here so that JP can hear him before he goes. There is one that's
That'd be great.
That's just crazy in there. Yeah. A lot of good stuff. All right, one more announcement for you is this is from our good friends at White Labs, and they wanted any of our Hong Kong listeners.
Oh, Hong Kong.
They're over in Hong Kong now, doing some yeasty stuff over there. I guess it's real big business right now in China because they want to be able to make their own yeast over there, but they just can't yet. They haven't figured it out. It's a tough thing to do, and
well, 4-year-olds can only do so much.
Yeah.
They can only weld and cast things. They don't
not
really
much
have
for biology.
Yeah, they're more metal workers really than anything.
Yeah, that's probably right. So, in order to alleviate that problem, the Whites are over there doing that. It's actually Joanne who works with them, and Chris White are over in Hong Kong now, and they would love to meet up with any of you. They wrote me specifically and said, "Hey, if any of the BN listeners," and everywhere they go, everywhere they travel, they meet BN listeners. So they said, "Hey, we forgot to tell you, we're in Hong Kong now, and we'd like to meet any of your listeners that are out here." So they said you can go to the East End Brewery on May 12th. The East End Brewery there in Hong Kong on May 12th at 7 o'clock. They'll be hanging out. They'd love to meet you. Just go right up to them and say, what's happening? Give me some yeast or something like that.
Hey, you know how to make a light lager?
Yeah, I was talking to Chris White. We were trading emails back and forth this week, and I swear I think he said he was either... I was on the plane to Tokyo, so we're throwing back and forth. I said, well, hey, look out for some BN t-shirts. You're probably fine. He goes, I see those things everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere he goes. He comes back, he calls me every time he comes back from one of these trips, and he's always blown away that he's been in some random country in Africa or something, and he's just BN Army shirts rolling around.
I'd love for him to go to a Cambodian whorehouse and just see this girl in a baby tee.
Yeah, one of our BN Army baby tees.
You like a hot oil?
Yeah.
Oh, BN Army, yeah.
I did leave one there last time, so maybe that could happen.
Well, I'm sure the boy is washing it.
So 7 p.m. at the East End Brewery on May 12th. They'd love to meet you. Or you can just send an email to them if you want to try to meet up at some other time, just to info@whitelabs.com. Info@whitelabs.com. And they'll get that message. So any of you guys out there in Asia, want to hang out, they told me to tell you. So, all right. I think that's it for announcements, unless any of you have anything important to say, excluding JP. All right, let's get to it.
Oh, my God!
You've got mail.
Kick ass. It's feedback time, and the feedback is brought to you by Wortomatic.com. That's Wortomatic.com, the homebrewing gadget website. Check it out. All right, Blobber Gleepy Glopper Gloop wrote into us this week. And he said, yesterday I got a freaking Gordon Biersch clock in the mail. How awesome is that? Also, he now has a return address to send garbage to. Neat. Thanks, guys. The BN's the best thing to happen to the internet since illegal downloading of music and porn. I wanted to point out that Shad is not as useless as Jay and JP think. He actually mailed out the clock, which is true. Good work, Shad.
Nice.
Hey, speaking of clocks, a broken clock is right twice a day, Chad. Good job.
Of course, I had to wear gloves when I handled the open box. You never know you never know if he packed it before or after a Sasquatch encounter.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
So he did wear.
Before.
Hold on, I gotta pack this box.
Yeah. Chad scrubs down pretty well afterwards too.
I bet he scrubs himself down with a brush.
3 or 4 showers.
My hands are raw.
All right. Said, I'm going to hang the clock in my soon-to-be converted brew shed. He said, I re-listened to that show when Doc explained... Crazy bitch still going in the background there.
Chad, cut her loose, man.
Yeah. I re-listened to the show when Doc explained what needed to be done to convert a shed into a brewery and decided that's what I'm going to do with my shed as soon as I get back from vacation. So I want to personally thank Justin, JP, Bevo, Shat, The Shoes, Dan Gordon, Tasty, Daniela, Chicken Boy, Jamil, Terrence the Black. He even thanked Terrence in here.
Why?
Roger's Ass, That Crazy Landlord Cop, Bub, Sean O, The Chat Room, and the Habs and Sharks. Thank you all for keeping your stick on the ice and doing a great job. I'd thank Doc also, but that we all know will only result in him calling me a dick again. So I'll just remind him instead that he's funny and surly when drunk, and we love him that way. I just want to make sure that everyone knows we should expect a little knowledge out of him on Beer Jeopardy, even when he's already slashed.
On time to time.
Yeah. Glad to be your hat, Doc. The Canadian blubber Doc. All right. Here's a guy who knows us well. He wrote in Jason, although he wasn't speaking to you, JP. He was writing to me. So
I'll stop listening.
Obviously a dedicated listener. He says, number one, I'm halfway through last week's archive, and I heard about the idea for a Drunk of the Week shirt. I thought a better idea would be to have a Drunk of the Week medal. It is the BN Army, after all, and you could do it much cheaper than a shirt, and you could also wear multiple of them if you won it more than once. And you could make a big one for Drunk of the Year. That'd be cool, like a Flavor Flav style clock award.
Drunk of the
Year, yeah. I don't know. Where do you go get medals made? Just like a trophy shop or something?
Yeah,
trophy shop.
Doesn't that sound expensive?
Nah, it doesn't have to be.
Just make them out of zinc or something?
We can do
Plastic.
ribbons like the competition ribbons. Those are like $4 or $5 a piece.
Okay.
We'll just buy some overruns or something.
That's expensive. You know how much ramen you can buy for $4 or $5?
10 pallets.
A lot. Yeah. All right, you want to look into that for us, JP? See if we can get some medals?
Seriously?
Really? Yes.
Fine.
I mean, I hate to ask you to do something outside of the show.
Yeah, I mean, heaven forbid we have the producer do something besides mail a clock. Good job.
I like how he just lashes out at Shat every time someone asks him to do something, or it's all Shat.
How do you spell metal? M-E-T.
No,
M-E-A-T.
Oh. It's not metal.
L-L-E.
It's not metal. Oh, all right.
Number two, I just wanted to point out that JP is the Sammy Sosa of the BN, minus the steroids.
Yeah.
He swings at every pitch and strikes out a lot, but when he makes contact, home run.
See, I thought it was because I was Puerto Rican.
The 2 or 3 times I have laughed the hardest at the show is one of JP's home runs. The kind of laugh that gets me many strange looks on the subway. Thanks for the great programming. Your show's improving my brewing tremendously and made my commute enjoyable. And that is from One Fang in the forum.
One Fang.
Yeah. One Fang. All right, and last.
But not least.
What the hell? I don't know if I'm more surprised that JP can communicate in a form other than chat or text messaging, or that Zymergy would associate themselves with an ass clown like him.
Oh.
Seriously, though, good article, and not one mention of fisting, skin suits, or anal sex. I was pleasantly surprised, but somehow disappointed all at the same time. P.S. No mention of that other show in the bio tag at the end. What gives? That's from Mr. Soul in Indiana.
Well, you know, it's...
You did mention the BN.
I did, yeah. I mentioned the BN and not More Beer.
I like that.
What do you think of that shit?
I like that. Well, More Beer has ads in there, so
that's true.
You don't need another.
And besides, you can only do 1,800 words. And
yeah.
You probably had more and they had to cut something out.
What I like is on the last page of the article, there's that Y-Yeast advert with a naked guy running into Skinny Dip with all his guy friends.
I saw that.
And the rainbow coming across. And I figured that's just good enough. They know what's going on.
That's really fitting, too.
I think so.
They do know what's going on. All right. That's that. Feedback brought to you today by Wordomatic.com, the homebrewing gadget website. So check it out, Wordomatic.com. Thank you for your support. All right, should I do the voicemail montage so you can hear it?
I would appreciate it, yeah.
Okay.
You got to hear this. Just the first one is the best one. It's insane, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So we won't go to break. We'll come right back after this, and then I'll be able to play the first one kind of on its own for you again, too. All right, here you go. This is your voicemail for today that came in on the 800 number. You can use it to 888-401-BEER. You can leave voicemails there all week long. Here you go.
Here, Here. Take the damn thing. Take it. It's going to start any second.
What?
Hurry.
What?
Take it.
What?
Take it.
What? I don't know who the hell is on the phone.
Here, loopy cunt. Take the damn phone.
Dude, I'm trying to call in for Drunk of the Week right now. You got this guy from Pennsylvania, which is just north of me. I'm in Baltimore. It's Piper on the forum. Fucked up. Could somebody, you want me to call back and then I'll get back to you again? I'm so fucked up right now. I've been drinking all night. I mean, I guess I'll call back. Alright, peace, bitches.
This is PA Pride from the forum, a.k.a. Jason. I just want to let you guys know last night was my first live show, and it was a blast. So I'm sure I'll be there every week from now on. Yeah, bye.
Hey, BNers. I was hoping to talk to JP because I was just calling in to see if my anger management was working.
It's almost May 1st, which I heard is JP's cat's first birthday, so I wanted to be the first person to wish JP's cat a birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JP's pussy. Happy birthday to you. Yay! This is Jason from Erie, PA Pride on the forum. All right.
Don't let your bag hole go down on me. Although I search Rat Pad, it's only bag hole that I see. I just allow a figment of my wife to hump a tree. But losing Rat Pad is like your bag hole going down on me. Bag hole.
Dude, I hate wearing pants. Why do I have to wear pants? Pants suck. I really don't wear pants anymore. You see my pants?
Hey, Justin. What's up, man? Listen, anyway, I'm driving, and I was just listening to the last show, the Zach Brew show, and, dude, the damn drill sound is annoying. I was actually really pissed off about it. And then when I was calling in, I had forever to wait because the phone rings about like 12 times before the answer machine picked up. So I kind of lost all my pissed offness, and so I'm just kind of like grouchy about it now. Then I mean, you gotta like turn that down a little bit or something. It's just I can't. It's driving me crazy. Just driving me crazy. All right, and if you could fix the amount of times the phone rings. And then that way, I can be really pissed off when I call, and maybe the message will be better. All right, y'all. Thanks for the good job.
Jay, it's Push. It's Friday afternoon, and I'm heading home, and I realize I haven't sent you a spot yet for this Sunday for the anniversary show, because I'm a shithead. I don't know what to do. This weekend, I'm gone at the Southern California Homebrew Festival, so I got nothing. So here it is. Here's your spot. This summer, the Brewing Network anniversary party is June 14th. Be sure and be there, because it'll be great. What do you think? Is that going to work? I don't know. Here's another one. Down, somewhere in Bandurma, Turkey. Kelly Beck, what you do? Oh, hello, Diego. I hack into Brewing Network's third anniversary party. Would you like to come? Well, of course I'd like to come. No, that's not good. I don't know, dude. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't have a spot for you. So that's the spot. And how is it? Is it good? This summer, if you do anything this June 14th, make sure you show up at the Brewing Network anniversary party, baby, because Pushy Jack will be there. I'm sorry. You hate me right now. I know you hate me. Fucking I hate you too, dude. Bye.
Hey, Brewing Network. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to be giving you a roving report from Beale Street, Memphis, Tennessee. This weekend, it's the Beale Street Music Festival. Right now, I'm drunk. I've been drinking, started out with Sea Bass beer, Keystone Lights, and moved on to Dos Equis Amber. Yes, I know these are garbage, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. And tomorrow, I'll be calling you from Silky O'Sullivan's and moving on from there. Thank you. Have a nice night. Bye.
Justin, you no-talent hack. Gee, this is McGruffus. I'm listening to, last week's show. You're talking about the Brewers Conference, and you didn't go into any detail about the California Brewers Pavilion. I mean, come on. Have you no idea, no concept of what is truly important? Man, we're going to have to take away your press pass. Later.
Hey, Brewing Network. This is Lenny Buzz from the forum again, giving you your Day 2 roving report from Beale Street on Memphis, the Memphis in May Music Festival. I've got about 3 32-ounce Killian's Irish Reds in me, and you wouldn't believe how much better they are, maltier they smell, coming out of a plastic cup. How strange is that? Sitting in a little bar called Silky O'Sullivan's. I've heard that name before, something about 563 2nd Street or something, hell, I don't know. But we're down here in Memphis having a good time, drinking more beers. As I get more of a variety in me or get drunker, I'll probably give you a call again. We're going to see some major concerts tonight. Well, you guys have a good time. I know I am. Bye.
It's Sven, rocking it hard here. Southern California Homebrew Festival 2008, front of the valley. I'm here with Push. I'm here. I wrote this. What the fuck? We drink what we can what we drink.
I won't rock, motherfucker!
That's Push. We're sitting here with about 800 people drinking beer. Boobies now. Cool. Boobies. Hang up, boobies. Oh, boobies. Oh, we're going to call the boobies. Oh, Jesus Christ. Those are great. Oh, my God. So, yeah, Southern California Homebrew Festival 2008. We're here. We're drinking. We're doing it all. I got a stogie. Just did some wash shoes, whatever the fuck you call it. We've got barrels. I don't know. It's great. We'll call you back later when we're actually drunk and not just being dicks. All right? Out. It's Finn. Later in the evening. Southern California Homebrew Festival 2008. It's 9 o'clock at night. We're fucking ripped. It's so cool. Beer is flowing. It's everywhere. We love the place. It's fucking great. Sitting here, Palmer, Push, myself, behind the booth, front of the valley, and it's, what can I say? Maltos Falcons, everybody, we love it. John, what do you have to say?
Oh, hey guys. Hey Justin, just wanted to let you know, over the last couple months, statistically you've been wrong about 30% of the time. Now, the standard deviation has been about plus or minus 5%, sometimes spiking as high as 20. But, basically the message is you've been wrong. Okay? Let's talk to you.
Hey, BN, it's Push Eject, the other Push. I just want you to know I'm walking around to the California Homebrew Fest today, and for once I realized the benefit of being Push Eject, of being the BN, the Brewing Network liaison to the Southern California Homebrew Festival, when a 22-year-old hot, super hot, and chick came up and said, Push, is that you? And I turned around and looked at her and I went, I wish I could tell you right now that I turned around and looked and said, yeah, that's me. But instead I turned around and went, yeah, totally, dude. Super pain. That's cool. She looked up at me with mild abandon and then went, oh, you're short.
All right, it's Sunday, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. It's Sven. Push and I were supposed to do a commercial before we left for the weekend. It's the weekend of the Southern California Homebrew Festival. We're drunk off our ass right now, and we were supposed to do commercials for the upcoming anniversary party. We're fucking drunk right now. So we were supposed to do it before we left. We forgot. So here's your commercial. This is your commercial right now. Hey, come to the Homebrew Fest. No, I'm sorry. Edit that out. Come to the anniversary party. It's in Napa at that Downtown Joe's place. It's fucking gonna rock right now. That's right. So, yeah, there's gonna be stuff and drink and whatnot, and you should come. Yeah, it'll be a great place. Great time, great booze, great event. What more do you need? Except for maybe 300 hot chicks wearing bikini tops around the lake. That's really good, too.
Yeah, Southern California Homebrew Fest. It rocks.
And there you have it. That's your BN Army at work, everybody, out there around the country and maybe even the world, reporting about their lives.
The old roving report.
Yeah, it's great. I know they get longer and longer every week, too.
Yeah.
It was a long one. So what do you guys think about this one?
Here. Take the damn thing. Hey, it's going to start any second now.
What?
Hurry.
Take it.
Take it.
What?
Take it.
What? I don't know who the hell is on the phone.
Here, loopy cunt. Take the damn phone.
I don't think that was fake.
I think it's great.
I hope that didn't get out of hand there. I don't know.
I think someone's in jail today.
I like the way it cut off. Just like that.
You hear like the clink of something, and then it gets gut right off. Wow.
I think Bevo has a new nickname. Oh.
Loopy?
Yes.
All right, so there you go. JP, get the hell out of here.
Oh, good.
I played the feedback for you, so now I want you gone.
All right, I'm getting out of here.
How about that? Bevo's with us. She'll be joining you in the chat room here momentarily. And that's where you can go to ask your questions of our guest who'll be coming up next. We're talking to Tonya Cornett from Bend Brewing Company. She is the Small Brew Pub and Brewmaster of the Year. So stick with us right here on the session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Hey, Push, the new brewery's looking good.
Thanks, Finn. Piece by piece.
Well, let's fire her up. Whoa! Is that a new kettle?
Yeah, just got it brand new, but paid half price.
What? And that blade scale?
40% off.
The new tap handle?
$5 instead of $13. Got a new regulator for the brew stand, too, but $5 instead of $25.
Dude, where are you stealing all this stuff from?
Where else? The More Beer deal of the day.
Announcing the Beer, and More Beer deal of the day. Every day, a new fantastic deal from big items to small that will blow you away. Boil kettles, carboy carriers, sterile siphon starters, digital timers. Watch morebeer.com every day for a new deal, and you just might find the item you've been waiting for at a price you cannot believe. Hurry, because stock is limited on most items.
And that sweet Guinness cap? Let me guess.
The More Beer deal of the day.
Yeah, I knew it. Come on, let's brew something. Find the More Beer deal of the day at morebeer.com. Celebrity voices first.
Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex.
You're listening to the Brewing Network.
The Brewing Network, saving your life.
One beer at a
All right, welcome back to the program. You're listening to The Session, and we are here. We're going to be speaking to Tonya Cornett from Bend Brewing Company in just a second. I want to welcome Bevo to the studio, though. Hey, Bevo.
Hi.
Glad to have you back. Why'd you ditch us last week? What happened? You had something better happen?
I just didn't feel good.
Oh, really? Oh. You're not pregnant, are you?
A world of no.
Sammy? Where's Sam? Is he gone already? Oh.
Yeah, he went to get some food.
I see. All right. Well, you made it back with us, so that's good. Glad to have you. You can join Bevo in the chat room. Hit the Chat Now button right there on the homepage, and you can send your questions through to us that way. You can send them through for Tonya, and we're going to be talking about her brewing education and seasonals and all sorts of good stuff. And also, you can call 888-401-BEER. All the usual stuff we have lined up for you. Let's see if we got Tonya on the line here. Tonya, are you there?
I am here. Hello.
Wonderful. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, great. I did a bunch of work on this thing before we called you. So, okay, good. Thanks for doing the show with us. I appreciate you coming on.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're pretty prestigious at this moment, being the Small Brew Pub and Brewmaster of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have to say it was a bit of a shock.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I wasn't expecting anything so big to happen so quickly.
I mean, it really is. I mean, we should probably put this into perspective. What happens is with all of those beers entered into the World Beer Cup down there, is it that the if a single brewmaster wins the most awards, that's how you end up becoming Small Brew Pub and Brewmaster of the Year?
It is.
Okay, so we're talking about thousands of beers that were entered in this thing, and
yeah, I'm looking at the internet right now, and it says 2,864 beers.
Wow!
From 644 breweries.
Okay. And I know
that
you took gold medal for your Outback X and your Black Diamond Dark. Ale. That's your strong ale? Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then also your Black Diamond Dark Lager.
Right.
And then
were there a beer that I've been working on for about a year, so I was very pleasantly surprised that did so well.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about that one for sure in a little while here. I definitely dark lagers are interesting to me. I think Doc likes that whole genre too.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Were there other medals as well besides those two golds?
That was it for me.
God, as
so
if that's
I got
not
really
enough.
lucky.
Good Lord.
And I only sent 4 beers in.
Oh, now see, that's another thing I was going to ask you, because if you play the odds and you enter a whole bunch of beers, you kind of got a better chance of getting medals, but you only entered 4.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I was blown away. I really was. But I knew in the past that there were other small breweries that won it with 2.
Okay.
I think Peace from Chicago did it 2 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
So I was aware that it could be done. And I think in the small brew pub category, it's just the competition so tough for these medals. And plus, you're going against breweries who have been brewing, maybe a single style for 100 years.
Yeah.
So really the competition is so tough, and it's very difficult to win a medal.
Yeah, really. You guys got to think about it that way, too. It's this whole international competition. I mean, beer's coming from all over the place. And just like you're saying, you are competing against people that's been doing it for years. How long have you been brewing, Tonya?
I've been in the industry for about 12 years.
Okay.
12, 13, something like that.
Okay. Were you a home brewer before you were a pro?
My husband and I homebrewed for just a short time. We were in Fort Collins in the mid-'90s, and New Belgium was really small, and Odell's was really small, and it was the buzz around town was about craft beer, and it was something, we're from the Midwest, and something we had never experienced before, and everyone was so excited about it. So we started homebrewing, and it didn't take me long before I realized this could be something that I could be good at. And so I just put my applications in at all the breweries and got a job at a place called H.C. Burger. And I started off hand labeling 22-ounce bottles, putting together 6-pack boxes and case trays. And the brewmaster there, I begged him to teach me how to brew, and I'd been bringing in my home brew. So he knew that I, had a concept of how to do it, but it was a production brewery. And he said, I don't really have time to teach you from scratch, and I don't need another brewer, but I have this friend named Jim Parker who owes me a really big favor. And so Jim Parker was opening up a brew pub, and he taught me how to brew, and that's how I started.
Gotcha.
So I was volunteering at the pub, and then still working at HC Burger. So there was a lot of cross-training, and I asked a lot of questions, and I watched the guys when I was putting together the boxes and everything. So I learned quickly.
Gotcha. See, you got to get in there and just get your hands dirty, labeling bottles, and work your way up. Was Parker the old editor of Zymergy? Is that the same guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was. Okay, that's right.
And I think what was really great for me is that I just came across some people who, it's really hard to get your foot in the door sometimes at these breweries, and I just was there at the right time. And they taught me. I was so lucky.
That's great. See, Chad, you got to just quit your job at that home medical equipment garbage
manager
and just go start sweeping somebody's floor,
I'm doing it. That's it.
Are you ready?
That's it.
But at some point, Tonya, you actually decided to go to get yourself a formal brewing education. Is that right?
I did. I had worked at a brewery for about 3 years in Indiana called Oak and Barrel, and, just really realized that if I'm going to make this a career, I need to make it a career and stop being an assistant. And I felt like, there aren't many women in the industry, and I just felt like I needed to stand out. My resume needed a little bit more tooth to it. And so I went to Siebel, and it was their the diploma course, but it was the first one that they paired with Doman's in Munich.
Okay.
So half of the school was in Munich.
So you actually got to go and spend half of the time there.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It was fantastic.
And it was done in English, I assume, though?
It is, yes.
Okay.
And what was really interesting, though, is that over half of our class worked at Corona.
Really?
So they were in Germany learning in English.
Yeah.
So it was always very interesting.
That is interesting. How big is that class? How many students are you with when you're doing this?
I want to say there was around 30 of us.
Okay.
And I think there were only 4 Americans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And how long was the
very-
course overall?
Pardon?
How long was the course overall?
I believe it was 12 weeks.
Okay. Gotcha. See.
So it's pretty intense. It's 8 hours of class time every day and then going home and studying for 3 or 4 hours at night.
Wow.
It was very intense.
Yeah, that's too intense for me.
It gave me great networking connections and just a level of understanding that I didn't have before.
Okay. Now, I'm glad you say that because this is a question that we always get, and I always ask those of you who've been through this formal education is if you found it worth it, and if if it really did improve your brewing as opposed to just getting out there and brewing.
I would say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Was it really chemistry driven? I mean, is that sort of the understanding that you got out of it?
It is.
Okay.
It is a lot. You just go through every single process. They spend about a week on every major part of brewing. And so it's just a lot of information. A lot of it is geared towards large breweries, which I kind of had in my mind that I was going to target a larger brewery when I got out because I just felt like that was kind of a natural progression to, everything that I'd learned, and that was the next step. So when this job at Bend kind of fell in my lap, I felt that it was a lateral move. Like, I've been working at pubs for a while, but it got me where I wanted to be. I was really interested in the beer scene in Oregon and felt like that if I was going to be a better brewer, that I needed the challenges that were here. Okay. And I needed to be able to drink the beer that people were writing about. Because in Indiana, it's really hard to get your hands on some of these things sometimes. So,
okay.
It was just important to me to be in the area. And so when I got this job, I thought, well, it's not going to be very challenging, but it really has been so challenging.
Really?
I think it's different when your name is on the door and everyone points their finger at you, good or bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've definitely gotten a lot of attention for being a woman in this industry, but at the same time, I also have a lot of pressure on me because I feel like I have to live up to the expectations that people have after they read the articles about me. And if I don't, then, they're going to say, oh, that's that's Tonya, the woman brewer who isn't very good. So I'm constantly kind of battling that, feeling like I really need to just continually work on my recipes and make them better.
Sure.
That's kind of what I do.
You know, I get the work is obviously paying off. The work you're doing on your recipes. I mean, with the medals you've just got, but I kind of hear what you're saying. That it really sort of would be annoying and a pain in the ass after a while. Always, with that pressure.
Yes.
I mean, how many professional women brewers are there? We could probably count them on our hands, right?
Well, actually, Terry Ferendorf, I don't know if you know her, but she is starting this thing called the Pink Boot Society, and basically it's getting all the women in the industry together. So we will know and have a good idea of how many women are in the industry. And basically it's going to be, I believe, any woman who derives her living from something to do with brewing.
Okay.
But basically, I think what she's come up with is there's about 50 women across the U.S.
I see.
that are actually brewers.
Oh, great. That is far more than I would have guessed, actually. Just the amount that you hear about.
Yes.
Great. And now let me ask you this, too, because typically across the board in the career world, women are paid less than their equally qualified male counterparts. And did you find that was the same as you're going up through the brewing industry to your position now? That you were also being paid less as a on the bottle line or as a brewmaster, any of that?
I think it took me longer to get to where I'm at than it probably would have for a guy. So I was in the lower paying jobs for longer.
I see.
I mean, I've washed more kegs than anyone should in their lifetime. And luckily now I don't have to do it.
Great.
But, I think I definitely, and pubs just don't pay a lot either.
Right.
So, yes, I think I have been in those low-paying jobs, but I don't know necessarily if it was because I was a woman or just because that happened to be the position I had at the pub.
Okay.
Or the industry as a whole.
Yeah. If it's a
right.
Is that why? Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no. So now it's kind of nice because I think I'm right there with the guys at Deschutes with what I make. So
okay. Good for you. Now, is that one of the reasons that you had mentioned, as you're getting education, that you wanted to go for one of the larger breweries to work for? Was pay scale and one of the incentives for that choice you wanted to make?
It probably did have a bit to do with it, but I think more so, like the large equipment just kind of fascinated me, all the centrifuges and filters and everything that I hadn't had experience on as a pub brewer. Was just drawing me to that size brewery.
Okay.
Or to a larger one.
Okay. Now, how long you been with Bend now?
6 years.
6 years, all right. And you've been the brewmaster there the whole time, or did you also start as an assistant or something?
No, I started off as the brewmaster.
Great.
But I have an assistant now, but for a long time I didn't. So I was also a grunt person, brewmaster / keg washer.
Okay. Which seems like the industry standard for the most part, unless you're at a giant brewery
right.
Or you own the place.
Yeah.
It's in a very small space, so I'm actually on the second floor of the pub. It's a 7-barrel system, and they really optimize the space, to say the least.
Okay.
Super tiny.
Really nice way of saying it's a
really
closet.
hard for two people to even work in that space at the same time.
I see.
You need a midget.
Yeah, you got to get a midget assistant.
Yeah.
Maybe Doc could come and help out for a little while.
Yeah.
Just so you know, by the way, our co-hosts in here today, we have Doc and we have Tasty McDole hanging out with us, so you might hear questions from everybody. And, of course, listeners, 888-401-BEER is the number if you have any questions, or you can join Bevo in the chat room, and she's taking your questions there. So you do a lot of different beers, I would say, especially now that I find out you're only brewing on a 7-barrel system. You're rotating a lot of beer there.
Yes. Well, last year I did just over 1,000 barrels out of the pub. So it's small, but I've been cranking them out. And my focus really is specialties. I have beers that are on all the time. I have one rotating nitro handle that's on all the time. And then, I have 4 other faucets that I can play with.
Okay.
So, you might come in and just really get anything.
Okay.
It's all in what I feel like brewing.
Ah, very nice. See, that's a good gig, really, because a lot of people, a lot of brewers in your position don't get that kind of variety in their beer making.
No, they're told so many times, we have these 5 beers, you have to brew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am so lucky because I am given full creative reign, and it's really given me a chance to just kind of systematically work on these different styles until I feel like I've nailed them. And then, I kind of, how I went about really getting better at brewing was that I went inside the box, inside the parameters of each style, and then I brew something that's very true to style. And then after I feel like that has been successfully accomplished, then I'll start thinking outside the box and do something a little more creative with these standard styles. And for me, it's worked really well.
Great. And they were telling me at the, well, not just me personally, they were telling all of us at the Craft Brewers Conference that seasonal beers were the number one seller in 2007. So I think you're on the right track being able to make those, too. Did you notice that an increase in sales for you just with your seasonals?
Definitely since I've been there. Before I got there, I think they did a few seasonals per year, and I came in and really have, just gone gangbusters with the seasonals. And now if I don't have something new on, the regulars complain because they're used to that constant kind of stimulus.
Yeah, well,
at them.
And in your region, too, I mean, you're in a bit of a beer heaven, so I would imagine that your consumers are pretty savvy about craft beer and pretty demanding, like you're saying, that they want something new.
Yes, which is another thing that's really kept me on my toes, is that people are not afraid here to complain.
Yeah.
And so really kind of have to be at the top of your game, especially, I don't know if your listeners know this, but Bend is where Deschutes is. And so, Deschutes Pub rotates tons of seasonals through there. They do a lot of their recipe and development. So the people in this town are used to a really high quality product.
Yeah, that is good beer from them, too.
And a variety, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
and then they expect that of all the breweries.
Right. You got a lot of pressure. You might be the most stressed out brewer in the brewing industry, I
might be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure coming your way out of there. At least you're dealing with it well. I do have a question from a listener. I'm sort of afraid of this question, B, but my listeners, you should know, Tonya, sometimes they trick me into questions that are strange, but I'm going to ask it. Maybe it's a completely legitimate question, all right? Do you know what the Pink Boots Club is?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, that Terry is starting.
That's what she's starting. I see. Because, so somebody asked me if you were a member, but I guess if it's not quite started yet.
Yes, we had our first meeting actually the day of the World Beer Cup.
Ah, okay.
That was the Saturday at the Craft Brewers Conference, which was great because a lot of the girls, after I won, were just so ecstatic.
Right.
And it was great to have. I was there by myself. My boss was supposed to go, and she had family commitments at the last minute and couldn't go.
Okay.
So it was great to have that support.
Very nice. Yeah, you don't want to win an award like that and not have anybody to celebrate it with. That'd be terrible. So
it was.
Time to make new friends.
Yeah.
Yes. Luckily, I hung out with Ray Daniels a lot.
Okay.
So
He's a nice dude.
It was great to have him there.
That's good. Wow. I'm pretty impressed by the awards, and I think everybody there was. Did you find that, I know you said you were surprised, did you find that your colleagues were surprised for you as well?
They were exceptionally happy.
Really?
They were, it was just, I can't even describe how wonderful it was. And as I was thinking back the next day about the night and when they called my name, to me, it sounded deafening. Like, it was so loud. And I thought, that just must be in my mind. And then I got an email a couple of weeks later from a friend of mine that did say that it was so loud in there when they announced my name. And he couldn't believe how many people were standing up and going crazy.
That's great.
And it really was a highlight. It was amazing.
I'm a big sissy for that kind of stuff. Like I get goosebumps her telling that story that everyone just real happy. I probably would have cried for you, Tonya. I'd have been in there crying.
You know what? I made a lot of guys cry that night.
Really?
I was standing up there with Charlie Papazian with my awards, and tears are streaming down my face, and he's teary-eyed, and
wow.
It was so awesome.
That's great. That's wonderful. Bevo cried a couple weeks ago on the air.
Thanks.
Oh,
But it was because our listeners were mean.
oh I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
It's the other side of the coin.
Yeah. All right, I do want to start talking about your beers, and I have to take a break first. Although I want to ask you a question about one of them that caught my eye. I got to know where the name came from, because it's where I'm from. High Desert Hefeweizen.
Well, we are in Central Oregon, so it's high desert.
Is that still the high desert up there?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Is it? See, I thought the only high desert was the Mojave Desert, where I was.
Well, you're
I was
thinking
at.
small.
Well, the Mojave Desert's not small, is it?
But you're thinking it's small.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that you guys were referred to as the high desert up there as well.
Yeah, the eastern part of Oregon's pretty dry.
Oh, I feel like I should sue you for that and keep it back in my hometown. I'm going to sue Oregon for taking high desert. It was my only claim to fame, that we were the high desert. Now it's gone. All right, I'm going to take a break, but what I want to do when we come back is talk about the beers that won. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about those and how they were brewed. I certainly want to talk about the dark lager. And I think Chad, our producer, told me you had a recipe for us, too, right?
I do. I'm going to share a hoppy red that I do.
Okay, good. Are we going to be able to get the hops to brew it?
Yeah, second question.
That is probably questionable. But,
are you having a
you can
difficult?
substitute.
Are you having a difficult time with that?
I have a few varieties that I haven't been able to get my hands on, so I'm having to do some substitutions.
Okay.
But I do have the quantity I need.
You do? I
Just
see.
not necessarily the variety.
Okay. See, my guess would be that you're kind of in the ideal position, being that you have so many different beers and so many seasonals, you can just adapt with whatever's available, I would imagine.
Yeah, I've done pretty well. And luckily, I just know so many people in the hop industry, being so close to Yakima, that they're really good about taking care of me.
Okay. Well, that's good. You're lucky that way. All right, hang in there if you would. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start talking about beers. We've got Tonya Cornett on the line with us. She was the Small Brew Pub and Brewmaster of the Year this year at the Craft Brewers Conference, and she is with Bend Brewing Company up in Bend, Oregon. You can go right to our homepage and find their website if you want to click on the logo there and check out these beers. Call us up and ask questions if you got them, 888-401-BEER, or join the chat. We'll be right back. Hang in there.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Valley Brewing Company is Stockton's premier microbrewery and family restaurant in the heart of Stockton, California, just off the Miracle Mile. Brewmaster Steve Altamari crafts a full array of award-winning ales and specialty beers, from their Hitman Gold American Pale Ale to their Black Cat Stout, or any one of their monthly specialty brews like Valley's Uber Hoppy Imperial IPA. And the best part is, you can now purchase kegs of Valley Brew to take with you from their all-new 30-barrel brewery, now open in Stockton. So pick up a keg and get a taste of one of California's oldest brewing traditions. To find out more about Valley Brewing's historic past, their selection of beers, or family-friendly restaurant, visit them online at valleybrew.com. Or stop by and sample the beer at 157 West Adams Street in Stockton, California, where pitchers are just $5 all day on Sundays.
Attention homebrew shop owners at Fermentap. They know you're tired of buying the same old gear that everyone else has. That's why Fermentap offers the newest and most cutting-edge brewing equipment known to man. Since 1998, Fermentap has been leading the fight against the boring and mundane by offering strange, unique, and just plain smart equipment. Like their stainless domed false bottoms. Never deal with the floating plastic hassle of other false bottoms again. And since they're made from stainless steel, they'll last a lifetime. Fermentap's line of copper wort chillers are the best on the market, designed to cool your wort faster and more efficiently than other immersion chillers. They actually invented the equipment to make these chillers not only work great, but look great too. How about a fantastic line of ingredients, including vanilla beans, sorghum extract, blue agave extract, hop bitterness extract, unique wine yeasts, green coffee beans, sake kits, all stuff you can't find anywhere else. Fermentap carries all the standard products and equipment you need as well, such as all-grain systems, stainless hardware, kettles, carbonation stones, you name it, they've got it. Fermentap's entire line of products has been helping retail shops meet the demands of their customers for nearly 10 years, and they want to help you too. For more information, see them on the web at fermentap.com or call Jason at 1-800-942-2750. Fermentap, better beer through innovation.
Give me a red hot mama and an ice cold beer, and I can sort of get along. Give me a long gone baby to cuddle up there, then just leave me alone. I'll take a table in the corner, turn the lights down low, put a nickel in the jukebox and let her go with a red hot mama and ice cold beer, and I can sort of get along. Hot mama and an ice cold beer, and I can sort of get along. Give me a clean cut baby without a care, and I just couldn't go wrong. Don't have to work in the morning, I can stay out late, so me and my baby can operate. Cause with a red hot mama and ice cold beer, and I can sort of get along. Hot mama, nice cold beer, and I can sort of get along. Give me a live wire cutie without a fear that anything can go wrong. Don't want no pretzel, just bring me some brew. Baby, your daddy's got work to do, cause a red hot mama and ice cold beer, and I can sort of get along.
This is
www.thebrewingnetwork.com. Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex.
You're listening to the Brewing Network.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
Everybody's so polite and tame in here today,
isn't it?
I think everyone's afraid of Tonya. We have a lady on the line, and everyone's worried about say, Bevo, you don't count. You don't tame us at all. Tonya, you still with us?
I'm with you.
All right, you should be impressed by these gentlemen in here. It's usually not this quiet.
We're on our best behavior
and tame.
They really are.
Or maybe it has nothing to do with Tonya. It really might be that JP left. Like, that might be why everybody's so calm in here. Who knows? All right, 888-401-BEER, that's the number. We were getting strange phone calls at the break there from people wanting to give us roving reports and things like that. But we'll put it all off toward the end of the show unless you got questions. And, of course, you can join Bevo in the chat room there. All right, so we wanted to talk about your beers, Tonya. And the one I'm really interested in is the one you won a gold medal for, your Black Diamond Dark Lager. And I'm not a lager brewer, although Chad's just starting to become a lager brewer. In
Definitely.
fact, Chad, you're starting to feel like those are your better beers.
Definitely. I think it's the mash tun has a lot to do with it. We have a lot more space, and I don't know. Definitely the chest freezer helps.
Okay.
And ramping up the temp.
Okay. So can you start just by telling us a little bit about that, about the Black Diamond Dark Lager, and we'll kind of take it from there, Tonya?
Okay. The taste profile would be similar to a Negro Modelo without the kind of cloying sweetness.
Okay.
So if you can kind of wrap your head around that, it's just a little drier and crisper than that. But basically, looks dark, tastes light.
Okay.
Very refreshing. And it was really nice. It's one of those beers that I had wanted to do, and was really surprised at the reaction in the pub. It started off with a couple employees saying, this is really good, and now they just love it. And I probably wouldn't have done it again if they hadn't have been so adamant, and we just flew through it. And so that's the reason why I even entered it, was because, the employees were behind it. And I actually entered it in GABF this year, and had a chance to taste some of the other dark lagers that won, and realized that mine was just a little bit too roasted. It had a little bit too much flavor, so I pulled back on those roasted notes a little bit, and I think got it where it needed to be for World Beer Cup.
That's a smart way to adjust your beer, isn't it? Take the GABF winners and go, okay, let's compare it. That's a very smart way to look at your beer.
Well, if you've ever been to GABF, it can be completely overwhelming. I was there for 4 sessions and still didn't get to taste everything that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Went in with a total strategy, knew the beers that I had to taste, and got the map out and mapped them out.
Okay.
And so I knew exactly where I was going, and I really used it as a learning tool.
Great. It's a good way to do it.
That's different than us. We just tried to taste everything.
Yeah.
And I think I did.
Yeah. I'm not sure we learned a whole lot.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
I still made it happen. I'm not saying it's not hard.
He trained, and he had a plan and really followed through with it.
It did take all 4 sessions, though.
Yeah. No, but you're right, and I think more so actually if you take the GABF kind of seriously as a way to really be able to try beers that you're never going to get to try because they're not distributed nationally. Even then, it's hard to get through all the ones that you want to make sure you get.
Beer can be really regional too.
Yeah.
People in the South can't get things West Coast. They just don't. It doesn't sell. They just don't do it.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And now we have so many pubs, amazing pubs all over the U.S. that don't distribute their beer or don't bottle their beer. So really that is your only chance, besides doing a beer tour across the U.S., that you're going to get to try those beers.
Absolutely.
So with this beer, I'm coming in at 24 IBUs. I use Northern Brewer and Hallertau. So hopping on it is really pretty light. And let's see, I have used Bavarian lager yeast, and I've also used Czech Pils yeast.
What was the second? What was the second yeast? Sorry.
Czech Pils.
Okay.
Czech Pilsner yeast.
Okay.
So the one that won was the Bavarian lager yeast, but I actually liked the Czech Pils better.
Really?
So that's just my.
What do you like better about it?
It was just crisper and drier. I'm not a huge sweet beer fan, and so it just had a little bit more sweetness than I care for.
Okay.
But it was still really good. Fermentation was at 48 degrees, and I did diacetyl rest going up just a couple degrees, and it sat for 2 months lagering.
Really?
So how did you get the dark characteristic without going too roasty?
I used the Carafa 2.
Okay.
So it's the D-Husk roast from Weyermann.
Mm-hmm.
And I used about 1.5% of that.
Okay. How dark is this beer? What is the SRM? Or close? Even?
It's like 14.
Okay.
It's still pretty dark.
Yeah, that is pretty dark.
I like the dark. Looks dark, tastes light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really quite refreshing.
See, it's such a great answer to... In fact, someone just said it to me yesterday, and everyone's heard it. I don't really like the dark beers. Like all dark beers are the same. They're all hoppy. They're all heavy. They're all
going to be like Guinness.
Yeah. So this is just such a great answer to that. Well, I know you don't like beers, but here's a lager. Here's a dark lager, and it's like you're saying, Tonya, that it's finishing crisp and dry like that. Even especially since you're saying it's not even as sweet as like a Negro Modelo. It's even drier than that. Good answer to those people.
The perfect summer beer.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just doesn't look like it. It's just it kind of throws you off, you know.
It does. It's very deceiving. And it's one of those things, if the staff hadn't been so behind it, you know, it would have probably been here and gone, and I wouldn't have done it again. But
They probably drank half the inventory.
Yeah.
They love it. Some of them put limes in it. I don't like it with the lime, but
I think
whatever.
that's shameful. That's what that is.
It is.
I agree.
Yeah. Ban limes from a brew pub that I owned, I'll tell you right now.
Yes.
So the Carafa 2 is the only thing you use to get the beer dark?
Yes.
Okay.
And the rest, pretty much Pilsner?
Yes. Pilsen, probably a third of it is Munich, and then a little bit of Crystal. That's it.
That's it. Very simple.
How dark are Crystal?
C60.
Okay.
Have you done a beer like this, Doc? A dark lager?
Oh, yeah. My Schwartz beer.
Oh, okay.
It's exactly the same thing. It looks dark, tastes light.
Yeah. How about you, Tasty?
Oh, I've done a Schwartz beer, sure.
Okay.
I've never used Crystal Malt in one, though. That's sort of interesting. Well, of course, this isn't a Schwartz beer, but...
Would you use something else, or just keep it at Pilsen and a Carafa?
Yeah, I would think I'd get the enough sweetness out of the Pilsen malt.
Okay. What did you find that you used the Crystal for?
Well, I did want it to have just a tiny bit of sweetness to it, but not a lot. And also to do some color.
Okay.
I really don't know why.
I just thought it'd be fun. What the hell, right?
I could some extra of this. Let's put it in there.
Well, you
Fuck,
can't
it's my
argue
beer.
you can't argue with success. Congratulations on that beer.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got a caller on the phone. Has a question for you. One of our listeners, Brew Tattoo. Are you there, brother?
I'm here.
All right, you got a question for Tonya?
Yeah, Tonya. Are y'all going to have any beers up at the Oregon Brewers Festival?
I am not, unfortunately. I usually do attend, but we are such a small brew pub, and we don't distribute into Portland, and it's kind of hard to get into that festival. So we've opted to spend our money locally, doing local advertising.
Okay.
I think being the brew pub, small brew pub of the year kind of thing, that might get you in.
Give you a little publicity, won't it? Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Art can sneak you in there.
Yeah,
maybe. Pull some strings.
Since you're award-winning now and all.
That's right. We're going to be there. I'm bummed that your beers won't be there. That's too bad. Maybe we can make a trip out to Bend or something. What do you think, Chad?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, I'd like to go. Is the beer only available at the brew pub then, right now?
It is. I have about 30 accounts around town.
Okay.
Still local. And I don't know if you do it or not, but we have 6 brew pubs in town, or 6 breweries and brew pubs, and we're about to get a 7th. So if you make a visit, you will be pleasantly surprised at our beer scene.
Yeah, I guess so. That's pretty good. Who knew that Bend was the place to be? That's a lot of brew pubs for one small place.
It is.
All right, Brew Tattoo, is that it, brother?
That's it. You asked my last question was it available in Portland at all? And it's not.
Okay. All right.
Occasionally it's at the Green Dragon.
Oh, all right, there you go. The Green Dragon on occasion.
You have it there?
On occasion, she says, yes.
Call ahead.
Yeah, and actually they had the Outback X, I think, a month ago.
Ah, okay.
Should have been there.
Great.
Try to arrange for them to have some during the Brewers Festival, and I'll make it over there and get some.
There you go.
Okay, great.
All right.
So
you said you've been brewing for 12 years?
Uh-huh.
Did you start when you were like 13?
Say yes. Say yes.
Good question.
It's the beer. I am being preserved. It's probably the hops.
All the hops.
Are the hoppy beers I drink.
Yeah, that could be it.
It has the opposite effect on me, I think.
That's too bad.
The more I drink, the older I look.
Hey, thanks, brother.
All right, cheers.
All right, appreciate the phone call. 888-401-BEER. If any of you have questions for Tonya, feel free to call in and ask. Okay, how about the Outback X? You said that's your strong ale?
It is, and I originally did this for our 10th anniversary. I have Outback on all the time, which is, it's probably like a Scottish ale. It doesn't really fit very well in any category. It's a little too hoppy, really, to be a Scottish ale, but kind of the same idea. So for the 10th year anniversary, I wanted to just ramp that up and do an imperial version, and so it's worked really well in the strong ale category.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice strong
So
ale.
it's big, malty, a little roasted. The one I entered was a year old, so I am able to keep a few kegs back. Let me see. It won a gold at the North American Beer Awards early last year. It won a silver at the Great American Beer Festival this year, and then a gold at the World Beer Cup.
Wow.
So super excited about how well that batch of beer did.
Aren't you glad you kept those kegs to the side?
I am so glad.
Have you found that often that aging your beers? I know that you said your lager hangs around for 2 months, also, which surprises me for a
small brew pub.
A small brew pub, yeah. But you found a lot of improvement with the age.
I really enjoy aging beers. I wish I had a larger facility that I could do it more. Yeah. I would love to do a ton of barrel aging, and those are things that I feel like definitely improves the beer and just kind of melds the flavors together. I just have to pick and choose what I can do. And I also have to be pretty strategic about what time of year that I am able to let something sit in the tank for 2 months.
Oh, yeah. Is that because you have to make sure you're producing enough beer, for the brew pub to people to drink?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I can't be out of IPA. It just cannot happen
Sacrilege.
in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, up in Oregon, you run out of IPA? Forget about it.
Yes. Yes. It's like the world is falling or
yeah.
ending.
Yeah. You could make all of the wonderful beers on Earth, but if you run out of IPA, out of business.
Exactly.
That's
So
rough.
I'm kind of ending or coming to an end of a really productive part of the year, and then now I'm going into production mode. So summer is all about IPA and golden. I will have my Bohemian Pilsner on, but that's really about the extent of the specialties I can do in the summer.
Okay. How many fermenters do you have? I mean, you must have one that you can, if you're leaving things in there for 2 months, you got an extra.
The aging tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a small one that I don't use as much in the summer, and so I can just leave my Pilsner in there or
Okay.
do a smaller batch.
Okay.
Got to have room for at least 1 or 2 barrels.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. You got a recipe for us?
I do. So this is called Axe Head Red. I do it. We usually do a fundraiser every time I do it with the fire department, and they get part of the proceeds for their philanthropic events or things that they have going on. So it's a hoppy red, and it's very similar to Air Republic's Red Rocket.
Okay.
It's kind of a bigger version of that, I think. It's a little bit more roasted than that, but kind of the same flavor profile. And that is one of my favorite beers. So
that is a good beer.
That was my inspiration for this, for sure.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with about 70% of two-row.
70% two-row.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you, Tonya, let me ask you real quick. Are you pacing back and forth in your house?
I'm actually sitting down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fading in and out
yeah,
sometimes.
just your phone
Oh,
is
am I?
fading in and out a little bit, so I just wanted to double check. All right, start over for me, would you?
Okay, so 70% two-row.
Okay.
8% aromatic.
8%?
Uh-huh.
All right.
6% honey malt.
Oh, that's interesting.
1% black barley. 7% Crystal 7080, and 8% Crystal 135, 165.
135, 165. All right, listeners, I hope you're writing this down, too, because I'm not sure how accurate my scribbles are going to look by the end of this program.
Someone to put it in the forum.
I can put it back up there for you. What's black barley? What's the equivalent of that for us, Doc? Do you know?
Roasted.
It's just a
Black
roasted?
roasted barley.
It's just that's what we call it too? Roasted
Yeah,
barley?
you could use roast, or you could even use chocolate. I would use a little more chocolate if you're going to use chocolate.
Okay. And then how about honey malt? Do we call that the same thing in the homebrew shop?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting addition. Is that something that you found was in the Red Rocket or something that you added?
It's just something that I added. I like that malt. I like to experiment with that malt. It smells so good when you open a bag. It just has this amazing sweetness to it. And so I use it on occasion. It's something that I always have around, and I wanted to add sweetness to this beer without being, I already have built in a lot of crystal sweetness, and so I just added that.
Okay.
I have no idea why. I don't know why I do things when I'm writing recipes. Sometimes it just happens.
Because you can. That's the only... Doc, every time I ask Doc why, he just says, because I can, and that's fine by me.
That is a great answer. That'll be my answer from now on. I'll steal that from you.
Now you can say, when someone says why, you just say, well, because I'm the Brewmaster of the Year. That's why. I'm Small Brew Pub of the Year, goddammit. That's why I put it in there.
How dare you doubt me?
Yeah.
How dare you doubt me?
What about mash
You're
temperatures
banished.
for this? And give
What did you say?
Mash temperatures.
Yeah, what about mash temperatures for this?
Mash temperature, 155.
Kind of high. Good.
Yeah, kind of high.
Why is that?
Want it nice? I wanted a big beer with this. Let me see what starting gravity is 13.2 on it. So I just wanted something big and malty with a lot of texture and body.
Okay. I think Tonya's a drinker. She's got a couple of big beers in here, It's like, I just wanted a really big...
You don't have to drink a lot of beer. You can drink a few nice ones.
A couple nice pints of that will do just fine. Do you do just a single infusion?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do. My system is not set up to do any kind of decoction. When I first started, I just come from Germany, and I was super excited to experiment with that, and had a spec mash that ended up in like a 17-hour day, and said, okay, this is not going to happen again.
Yeah.
So I stick to the single infusions, and when I am doing lagers, I'll usually do a long boil and try to get as much Millenoid reactions as I can to get the nice maltiness. But you still can't get those nice concoction flavors from a single infusion. You just can't. I've tried.
What is a long boil, though, for you when you say long boil?
2 hours.
Oh, okay. That is good.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'll actually start boiling at the beginning of the kettle fill. So I'll boil the entire fill. And boil an additional 2 hours.
Okay. Wow.
That's kind of hard to do sometimes as you're filling.
Do you have a
keep
steam
keeping
jacket?
the boil going. Yeah, steam jacket?
I don't. I'm direct fire.
Oh.
Okay.
Which also, I think, kind of adds to the caramelization of the wort.
The
So
layer.
I do get some really nice layered flavors in there.
Okay. Well, I like to hear, as homebrewers, a lot of us are just doing the single infusion mash. So the reason I asked is because I like to hear that. Because, sometimes we're told by other brewers that, no, you're just never going to get what you want if you don't do a step. And it's a little disappointing to some of us. So
you can never make this beer, they're telling you.
Yeah, so I like to hear that you're making fantastic beer with just a single step, because that's what we do around here, too. So
Great.
Very nice. All right, how about hops?
Hops. Do in this beer a first wort hop, and I used Northern Brewer, and I added 5 IBUs in the beginning.
Okay.
And that will give you some added bitterness, but also some nice aroma.
Okay. Maybe just explain real briefly to people what a first wort hop is, in case anyone doesn't know.
As soon as your wort covers the bottom of your kettle, you make this addition.
Okay. Cool. All right.
And I've also heard of brewers doing it in the mash tun as well, but I have never done that.
Okay.
Then at 90 minutes, 17 IBUs of Centennial. And at 30 minutes, 10 IBUs of Cascade, 5 IBUs of Chinook. And then at 0, I added 4 ounces of Centennial per barrel at the very end. And actually, that's more like 10 minutes after the boil has ended.
So you're doing it kind of during the whirlpool?
Flame out.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Gotcha. That's in it 10 minutes after the boil. You're doing your whirlpool. How long are you whirlpooling for? So how long is that sitting in there before you're crashing it, I guess is what I'm getting at.
From the beginning of the whirlpool to knockout is 30 minutes for me.
Okay. I like that.
And so 10 minutes into that would be my very last aroma addition.
Okay. So this one's kind of hoppy, too. I mean, that's a lot of, if you add up those IBUs, you're putting some hops in there. You got the big malt backbone, it sounds like.
Well, Tonya, you got the Chinook hops late as a late addition. That's usually at the beginning. What are you getting from that? Why do you have that at the end?
Well, I like the flavor of Chinook, and
Sure.
I think it adds just a nice bitterness to it. I also really love Centennial in reds. I'm not a huge hoppy red beer fan. It has to have the right hop for me. To me, they seem to contrast, like a maltiness and a hoppiness is just a bit much for my palate. And so Centennial, I think, works really well with the maltiness, and then also the Cascade and the Chinook for me kind of cleanse my palate a little bit
On the
of the maltiness.
On the back end, I got you. And is the beer finish is dry, you're saying, pretty much? Or
Yeah.
It's got dry.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look and see what my terminal gravity was on that. So the starting gravity is around 13.2 Play-Doh, and then I think the ending is around 3.
There's some sweetness left in there, isn't there? At 3.
Well, not a whole lot. That would, with all the hops, I think that'd be a fairly dry in the mouth kind of finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it darker than the target beer we were talking about, Red Rocket? Sounds like
it is a little darker, yeah. It's a very dark red,
yeah.
for sure.
And then, do you filter your beer or?
I don't. The brewery is really small, and I don't have room for a filter. So the only time I do any kind of clarification like that is if it's a lager, I'll fine it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just pumping so much beer out that I don't have the extra time.
Right. Tell your customers that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, in the market I'm in, customers really don't care if it's cloudy.
Okay.
They really look at that as part of a craft brewery, and they expect it. I have several really good friends that are brewers for Deschutes at the pub, and they say that every once in a while people will complain that their IPA is too clear.
Oh, wow.
I think it's weird.
What a
Take it back.
How many brewers would love to hear that complaint, right?
Too clear.
You mean I could have left it cloudy?
Throw some flour in this beer. Come on.
Yeah. That's great. What yeast are you putting in there?
I use my house yeast as an ESB strain.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a good yeast to me on this one. Get a nice little buttery flavor out of that. Do you leave a little diacetyl in there on this beer?
I don't. I typically am not a diacetyl fan, and I'm fairly sensitive to it. So, and my yeast strain doesn't produce it very often.
Okay.
So,
and what about the temperature that you're fermenting this at?
I usually ferment at 46, 47.
Okay.
Sorry, not 46. 66 to 67.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I was thinking I was going to have to convert Celsius or something. I thought you meant.
No.
I was like, oh shit.
That'd still be really hot.
66 or 67. Okay. Well, about the same around here with ales, right, Doc?
Yeah.
No. Maybe 68 would be about as high as we go, but
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I even try to stay a little lower than that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like what? 65?
64 usually.
Oh, okay.
Just depends on the yeast strain.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Are you fermenting an ale right now, Chad?
Yes.
What are you going to ferment
A
that
wit.
at? Oh, a wit.
68. Bump it up to 72.
At the end?
The last third, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good beer, listeners. I hope that you got that. Somebody posted in the forum if you wrote it all down. Let's get in there and brew some of that. That sounds very, very nice.
Brew it up and give us some feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, and you can even dry hop it, which I have done as well, and it's really nice.
Okay.
Centennial, of course, right?
Yeah. The last time I did it, I used Centennial, Amarillo, and Chinook for the dry hop. And it really had an amazing aroma.
Wow, I bet. Yeah, nice, different varieties. Amarillo, that'll be a good aroma, too. Very nice. Okay, I had a couple questions come through for you. Somebody was asking if you're the only brewery employee. They must have just tuned in. I know in the beginning you said you do have an assistant, right?
I do. He washes kegs and cleans tanks for me, so
Okay.
does a lot of the background work.
So is it
that I
just
need
two
to
of you?
keep doing. Yes.
Okay.
Keep him chained up in the basement.
Bring out the gear.
I have that.
My
Schumann.
Yeah, Schumann is Chad's.
It's my assistant.
Brew.
Assistant.
Yeah, his
Let's call him
assistant. Okay. Yeah, they were just curious because, a small brewery wanted to know how many employees the brewery part can sustain. You guys have a restaurant there as well?
We do.
At Bend? Okay. Just so everybody knows, I'll mention it again. It's bendbrewingco.com. Bendbrewingco.com. You can link to it. It's right off of my homepage there. You can just click the logo on the top left and you can get to it. And talks about a lot of the beers on there. Very nice website. You can get information about all of these. Do you have a favorite beer that you brew, Tonya?
Usually it's whatever I'm working on.
Yeah?
Yeah. So next week it will be the Bohemian Pilsner because I'm going to revisit that and kind of switch that around from last year.
Do you do that a lot? Do you find that you'll do a season of 1 year and you come back and decide you want to change some of it?
All the time.
You do?
I'm never happy.
Okay.
I'm one of those brewers. I'm my own worst critic, so I'm constantly kind of playing and tweaking. And it's not ever anything that the consumer will, notice dramatically, but it's in subtle ways that I try to get it exactly where I want it.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite commercial beer? Or even your favorite style, maybe?
Favorite style? I always gravitate towards IPAs.
Do you?
And I really always enjoy a nice, fresh IPA.
So does Bevo. You're an IPA girl, huh, Bevo?
Yep.
She's trying to turn her microphone on.
Yeah, I'm not that smart. Yes, I do enjoy the IPA.
Okay.
Hey,
get you
Tonya,
drunk.
we're headed to Germany in the fall here. Any places we should hit?
Yeah, we're going to Munich.
My favorite brewery was On Decks.
On Decks?
So, On Decks.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
ANDECHS, I believe.
Yeah, and you can get
And-
that here sometimes.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It was definitely my favorite.
Okay. All right, we'll have to check that out. Good question for us, Chad. Another question from the chat room. We didn't cover this. They want to know if you treat or build your water. Or do you have good water there? You have to fix that.
We do have really good water. It does have some hardness to it, but it's really not that bad. And I do different water treatments for every beer that I do. So I think I'm a little geeky when it comes to that because I do really pay attention per style what I'm doing. And, I use ProMash, and I just plugged in our water here in Bend, and then I figure out what I need to get it to, whether it's English water, hard water, German water, regionally, I try to mimic their water.
Okay. Doc does the same thing.
Yeah, I do it for every beer, too.
Yeah.
I'm geeky that way.
You guys are both geeky that way. You guys will have to geek out someday about water.
Important.
It is.
Yeah, well, I think so too. The way and people have come in here. When Doc talks about that, when another brewer that comes in here, Colin, talks about that. It really is a great way to mimic a style, like you say, Tonya. If you're really trying to work on a style, you got to start with that.
Right, and it's also one more tool in our arsenal to vary the flavor.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to, accentuate hoppiness or, really whatever you want to achieve in your recipe. But it's definitely more than just adding some gypsum.
Yeah. Is it different salts and things that you're adding to adjust it?
Yeah, I'll add like magnesium sulfate or calcium chloride or calcium carbonate or table salt. It just depends on what I want to achieve.
Okay. All right. Well, very nice. These sound like wonderful beers, and again, I congratulate you on your awards. I think it's really prestigious, and I think it's fantastic that you got it. So, congratulations with that.
Thank you.
And I hope you get a lot of great press out of it too, and you can't keep enough beer in your fermenters. I wish that for you.
That would be great.
Everybody, once again, you can go to bendbrewingco.com and check out all these beers. And I don't know, you could probably contact Tonya through there if you had questions or comments. Do you have an email up there?
the best way to reach me is just to call me at the pub.
Okay.
And the number should be on the website.
Be careful. You might be bombarded with phone calls on Monday. It could
I'll
get
do my
dangerous.
best to answer the question.
Now, are you going to go to the Oregon Beer Festival personally, even though you don't have beer there? Do you like to go and see what's happening with all those beers?
Hobnob.
Yeah.
Yes, I love going.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll run into you around there. Chad and I will be there. We're actually broadcasting the event, so if you see our booth, stop by. We'd love to meet you and do a short interview there, too. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Great. Fantastic.
Okay. Thanks, Tonya. I really appreciate it. And again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Congrats.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Tonya Cornett, everybody, from Bend Brewing Company. And good success story.
Oh, yeah. Especially, for a small brew pub like that.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have heard of anyway.
Yeah. 2 golds and entered 4 beers. I wish the Giants had that batting average, I'll tell you right now. We'd be doing a hell of a lot better. But we don't, and we're not. That's too bad. BenBrewingCo.com. You can check it out. We're going to take a quick break. We got some things to cover when we come back. We're going to talk about the NHC first round results. There are some brewers in this room who can talk to you about how they did with the National Homebrewers competition first round. And we're also going to talk to you about how the judging works. A lot of you have been posting in the forum all week saying, hey, I got like a 40 on my beer and I didn't win a medal. How did that happen? I got a 43 and I didn't win a medal. Well, Tasty McDole was running the first round competition in our region, and he'll talk to you about why you didn't get a medal and how that works out. So we'll kind of explain some of those myths, and call us up if you got questions. 888-401-BEER. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Selling nuts, hot nuts. Anybody here wanna buy my nuts? Selling nuts, hot nuts. I've got nuts for sale. 1 for $5, 2 for $10. If you buy 'em once, you buy 'em again. Selling nuts, hot nuts. You buy 'em from the peanut man. Selling nuts, hot nuts. Anybody here wanna buy my nuts? Selling nuts, hot nuts. I've got nuts for sale. You tell me your nuts is mighty fine, but I bet your nuts ain't as hard as my selling nuts. Oh, hot nuts. You buy 'em from the peanut man. Selling nuts, hot nuts. Anybody here wanna buy my nuts? Selling nuts, hot nuts. You buy 'em from the peanut man. They say your nuts is mighty small. Better have small nuts than none at all. Selling nuts, hot nuts. You buy 'em from the peanut man. You see that man all dressed in brown. He's got the hottest nuts in town. Selling nuts, hot nuts. You buy 'em from the peanut man. Selling nuts, hot nuts. Anybody here wanna buy my nuts? Selling nuts, hot nuts. I've got nuts for sale. When a hog gets hungry, he begins to grunt. When a man gets hungry, he begins to hunt. Hot nuts, hot nuts. Buy 'em from the peanut man.
There's a character I've met in my travels, and of him in this song I will tell. Just listen and you'll be reminded of someone like him you know well. He annoys everyone who is near him, sitting there on his bar stool. He's a really nice bloke when he's sober, but a pain in the rear when he's full. With each drink he gathers more wisdom, while good manners take a back seat. He butts in on your conversation and bores you until you retreat. Then he starts on the barmaid or barman with unlimited dull boring junk. He's a man of few words when he's sober, but you can't shut him up when he's drunk. Personal friends of the famous, singers, dancers, sportsmen and so. And they tell all the bad things about them, for good deeds they don't want to know. Repeating themselves as they maul you, you're a bloody good bloke, they insist. They don't know you at all when they're sober, but you're their greatest friend when they're fasted. Oh, I'm using a man for example, but we know lots of women the same. And quite often they're worse than the men are, 'cause no one can talk like a dame. They'll hug you and call you, oh darling, you're the only great hero I choose. And they're pretty standoffish when sober, but come on like a rash when they're boozed. So with each drink they gather more wisdom, while good manners take the backseat. And they butt in on your conversation and bore you until you retreat. Then they start on the barmaid or barman while swaying there on their bar stool. So they're pretty nice folk when they're sober, but a pain in the rear when they're full. All together. Then they start on the barmaid or barman while swaying there on their bar stool. So they're pretty nice folk when they're sober, but a pain in the rear when they're full. All together. Yeah, but each drink they gather more wisdom, while good manners take a back seat. And they butt in on your conversation and bore you until you retreat. Then they start on the barmaid or barman while swaying there on their bar stool. So they're really nice folk when they're sober, but a pain when they're full.
Did you know that every day a brewcaster goes to bed hungry? Did you know that that brewcaster is silently calling for the help of people just like you? Do you know that every day the unicorn and the rainbow have to blow sailors for loose change? For less than the cost of a half-calf, quad-shot, venti, extra-hot soy milk, triple pump, hazel, low-fat foam, double-cupped macchiato a day, you can help starving adults in Pacheco. Your love can be felt for as little as 7 cents a day. Visit thebrewingnetwork.com/donate to sign up today for as little as $2 a month. Private first class in the BN Army. Buy your way up the ranks as corporal, sergeant, ranger, or colonel with an easy-to-do monthly donation that keeps brewcasters alive and your favorite internet radio station broadcasting. No donation is too small to help those in need. Can't you find it in your heart to share your love with a brewcaster? In return, you will enjoy the wealth of knowledge that comes with every episode of the session, The Jameel Show, and yes, even that other show. Thank you for listening, and please sign up for your donation at thebrewingnetwork.com/donate today.
Oh, crap! It's the hop shortage!
No, not the organic, free-range, oyster Russian Imperial Coffee Stout!
It's all gone. We'll never brew again.
Damn this hop shortage! Damn it to hell!
Oi! Away off your wee hop shortage, Who are you?
A f***ing Scottish 80 shilling, and you can't brew a Scottish 80 shilling like you was mixing f***ing cement with f***ing hops instead of gravel, you great f***ing ass.
Use less hops, brew more beer. Northern Brewer has kits and ingredients for dozens of worldwide beer styles that don't require a lot of hops to make a great pint, like the bloodthirsty and abusive Scottish 80 shilling. Keep drinking great beer. Order at northernbrewer.com and get flat rate $7.99 shipping anywhere in the contiguous U.S. 1 beer kit, $7.99 shipping. 1 million beer kits, $7.99 shipping.
Together we can beat this hop shortage.
My lambic!
It'll only f***ing help it.
Wait till you can pour it out of your own kegerator.
Yeah. I mean, your friends will look at you with awe.
And it's just hot.
It is?
It's so super hot.
The home of live beer radio.
TheBrewingNetwork.com. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to
The Session.
Welcome back to the program. Thank you very much to Tonya Cornett from Ben Brewing Company. You can go to benbrewingco.com and check out all the beers we were just talking about. They're there. And again, a big congrats to her. That was very cool. We're going to have to go try to see if we can get some of those beers, Chad.
Definitely.
So we don't have to be polite anymore, right?
Yes.
I think it took a lot of the pressure off her.
The win? Yeah.
Well, you know, absolutely.
Now you've done it,
She's
right?
done it.
So now she can relax.
Yeah, she doesn't have to prove herself.
No.
Yeah, she's done
Except for next year.
Until next year. No, I agree with you. I think it does kind of. It should. I mean, these medals are unbelievable at the World Beer Cup. It only happens every 2 years.
Yeah, it's important to these people. Yeah.
Over 2,000 beers, 2,600 beers entered. So maybe you're right. Yeah, she can relax.
Silver at the GABF's not a bad deal either.
No, that's true.
Absolutely
with that beer. So
Yeah, very nice. All right, we're going to talk about the first round of the National Homebrewers Competition. But just before we do that, I need to mention an alternate competition that we've supported for the last couple years, and I want you to know about it again. I was telling you about it last week, so another reminder for you. And it's the 21st Annual Southern California Regional Homebrew Championship. And like I said, we've done this for a couple of years. Daniela won her first and only medal at this competition. Her first competition she ever entered, last competition she ever entered, and she took home a silver for her blonde ale, it was at the time. And that was a couple years ago. And this year, Shat's going to enter.
I'm in.
And Doc's going to enter.
Yeah.
Got a couple beers. Now, as we start talking about the NHC, you're going to find out that Shat did not advance any beers to the second round.
That's correct.
But he will get score sheets and feedback from there, which is really the reason you should be entering these competitions. So now, as an alternate, he's going to enter the 21st Annual Southern California Homebrew Championship and kind of get a second chance to get some medals. It does happen right around the same time. The competition date is June 22nd. Entries are due by June 14th. Shat, so put that on your calendar.
Where do we have to get them?
And we'll give
Why
you
is June 14th kind of in my memory? I don't know.
Anniversary.
That's right.
You got it.
Just kidding.
If you haven't, if you need a day to a way to remember when the beers are due, it's the same date as our third anniversary bash extravaganza.
So standard rules, 3 bottles.
Well, you can go to hopheads.com/competition, or just go to hopheads.com. You'll see the link there, and you can get all of that information. Yeah,
Okay.
but it definitely will tell you bottles. It's actually 2.
Good.
12 or 22 ounce brown bottles. So if you only bottle in 22s, like I did when I was a bottler,
Bombers.
You can send the Bombers. They don't care.
They probably like it better because there's more to beer to judge.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little bit easier, especially in just a 2-bottle competition. Yes, I'm sure.
So yeah, go to hopheads.com. This is an AHA and BJCP sanctioned event, and they do a great job at judging and score sheets. I remember getting my score sheets back and crying myself to sleep. They were very
brutally
detailed.
honest.
Yeah. So
it's one thing to suck, but when they put a number on it, that really offends you. It's offensive.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right, Tasty. So you will get good feedback, and if you like Chad, did not advance in the first round, here's another chance for you to get yourself a nice medal. So I do want you BNers to enter this. I want to see a strong presence from the Army. We've been doing well lately, showing up at a couple of different competitions and getting the BN Army name out there. So I'd like you guys to enter this one if you would. Go to hopheads.com. If you're in the Bay Area, you can drop off your beers at Beer, and More Beer. If you're in Southern California, you can drop them off at the Riverside Beer, and More Beer location. So you got a couple of easy drop-off points if you're local, or you can get all of the shipping info at hopheads.com.
Good, because I hate mailing things. I just never get around to it.
I know, it makes it easy on us, right? You guys can just take your beers right there to More Beer.
Yeah, that's great.
Tasty, you going to have anything left to enter in this competition?
Yeah, I might have a couple, sure. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. This IPA I'm drinking, I'm definitely going to enter that.
All right, good. Schumann just brewed a Helles with Chad. Although, Chad's getting a little doc on me.
Uh-oh.
Well, I said the other day, he said, hey, Chad's asking me, how do you like that Helles? And I go, yeah, isn't that the one that you brewed with Schumann? And Chad goes, oh, well, Schumann was there, if that's what you mean. He's like getting a little, little protective of his beer.
Schumann does enjoy it. He is a big help. But he's cleaning. That's what he's really doing. I mean, that's what brewing is.
That's an assistant brewer.
Exactly. Yeah. He loves it. He loves being out there. I love being out there.
But it's part of his beer now.
But it's pretty much,
he's very proud of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which leads me to my next question, Doc, and I'm worried about the answer. The beers that we brewed together that you entered into the NHC.
Yeah.
Did you write my name down as assistant brewer? Did you put them in? You put them in as a sole brewer, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You did not put my name down?
No, I didn't go as a sole brewer.
You put me down as the assistant brewer.
And the ones that Paxton helped me with, he was the assistant brewer in those two.
Okay. I was worried. I thought maybe, you're going to be up there getting your gold, and you were never going to say my name and say that I was there.
I put you in as a co-brewer,
floor sweeper, garbage taker outer, anything. I don't care what it is.
Mash stirrer.
Did any of ours advance?
No.
Shit. That was my chance, Doc.
It was.
It was my chance to be at the to be up on the platform.
Oh, yeah, it should have too, but
not even the stuff. Not even the Doppelbock.
Nope. Not even the Icebox.
The Icebox didn't either.
Are you sure? Tasty, I demand a recount.
I've checked the results.
And the Icebox smoked.
Recount!
Yeah.
The Dortmunder didn't go either.
And the Dortmunder
didn't go?
I don't understand them.
And that was...
what kind of show are you running over there, Tasty?
I'm not responsible.
Jay-Z loved that Dortmunder, too.
Yeah.
And he had high hopes for it.
Yeah.
You know what? Who knows?
Okay.
You just, maybe bad place in the flight.
Oh, yeah. A flight placement makes a big difference.
It really does. And that's just the crapshoot you get.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah, it's randomized. We send in the West at West.
Who's on the phone here? Detroit? Is that the person's name? Got an NHC question? Detroit, what's happening, brother? Oh, wait, let me turn you up here. Hey, start again. How are you, my brother?
Good, how are you?
We're doing great. What's your question about?
Entered NAC for the first time thanks to you guys.
Great, thank you.
And, just kind of waiting on results. Do they send that via email, or is that...
Snail mail.
Yeah.
Snail mail?
They will snail mail them, and if I'm not mistaken, help me out here, Tasty, a lot of them took place at different times. They did their judging at different times.
Right, but last Sunday, a week ago, was the last possible day of judging. So
okay, that was
all the judging completed then.
Ours was April 25th.
So you should be getting something pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, and some of the organizers, I was kind of following in our forum the different regions, people posting about their region. Some organizers got the results and mailed them that day. I mean, they were really on it. And others, maybe had other things to do, and it might take a couple days to put it in the mail.
Or they didn't have the help that they needed. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So you haven't gotten yours yet, I assume.
No. I'm just kind of waiting to see what they have to say.
Okay.
Oh, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you nervous? You got that, am I going, kind of nervousness happening?
No, it's probably just going to be like your extra special butter.
Yeah, that could happen. I
can't believe it's not butter.
I don't wish that upon you, my friend.
What did you send in? How many beers?
2 beers, but I kind of did the old John Plissé move and did a couple different categories. It was a Southern English brown and the ordinary bitter. So I just kind of picked the ranges, and for the brown went as a brown porter, Southern English brown, and mild.
Okay. That's it. That's it. By the way, everybody, that's a good way to do it. Sometimes if you have one of those beers that you maybe haven't
it's straddling a couple of style lines, so you might as well
go ahead and enter them. I was looking at the guidelines and said, "Well, what the hell? Let's do it." So
yeah. All right. Well, I wish you luck, man. I hope to hear some good news from you.
Oh yeah. Hey, and props to William in the chat because he's asking a lot of brewing questions. He's getting a lot of shit about it. So
really, he's getting shit for asking brewing questions.
I don't know. It seems like they're kind of harshing him a little bit about it. But,
the whole situation's just confusing me. Like,
really?
Yeah. I don't know if he's pissy or if they're being mean. Like, I came in halfway through it, so I'm just trying to figure it out. But
you don't know what's happening.
Moderate. Whatever. They can moderate themselves. I don't need to babysit them.
All right, thanks, Detroit. Later, brother. All right, well, we wish the man luck. And, if you haven't gotten your scores yet, just hang in there. You'll be getting them. They do come snail mail if you've never entered a competition.
Or call in with your scores.
Get a nice, if you want to talk to us about... In fact, if you want to talk to us about some of the comments that you received, maybe your beers didn't make it and you're curious about some different things, you got a couple of guys here who have read a lot of score sheets.
Funny score sheets. You'll see some of those, I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah, there's some really... judges are people, and there's a fair number of weird people mixed in there, right?
There's a fair number of weird people that are judges.
So you'll get all kinds of weird comments on those sheets.
Yes,
and then you get, like comment sheet that'll... make you think this guy had no idea what he was talking about. I mean, it's like he's not even talking about a beer style that he's judging.
Were you tasting my beer?
Yeah, it's like you'll think, "Wow, no, it's not possible." I got emails from several people that
really
said, "Well, this beer scored a 42 at the Mayfair. Now it got a blah blah here."
What do you mean 27?
Let me explain that. I can't.
Yeah. Well, and it does happen, and everybody has a different palate, obviously. And let's be honest, sometimes you will get a judge that's not qualified, but by and large you are getting BJCP certified judges, and I think overall the census seems to be that you are going to get some accurate and good scores and good comments.
Yeah, better judges judge at this event because it's more prestigious for them to judge. Just if they say, well, I'm only going to judge at 4 events this year, well, this would be one of those.
And second round, even more so.
Yeah, then if anybody, all the judges, anybody that's BJCP that goes to the national conference, almost always judges because it's a great judging experience for them.
Okay.
And you could have a bad bottle. I've had that.
Oh
before.
yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, definitely.
You can't taste every one of your bottles, and you might have just an off bottle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have it in not just I'm sure it happens in judging because I have it at home. It happens. I have 6 beers, I bottled like 6 months ago and drinking them all of a sudden.
One's bad.
Wow, this one's weird. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, exactly. This one's weird, and you can't explain it.
No. We've even had that with the pros in here. We've gotten a 6-pack once or twice.
Commercial beer,
yeah. Okay, before we move on, because we're going to talk more about who advanced and who didn't, and a little bit about this scoring, but I think we have a Drunk of the Week call.
Nice.
From England. Even, I think.
Gotta be late there.
Make sure I got this right. It looks like we are talking to Smod on the phone. What's happening, brother? You there?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hey, Smod.
Hi. How you doing?
Smod's got a slow connection, I think. Can you hear me?
It's clipping of it.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, there he is. How are you, brother? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from England.
Are you hammered right now?
We'll put it this way. I've had a few beers since I did dinner earlier on, which was about 6 or 7 hours ago. I've been to the pub.
Well, are these session beers?
What time is it there?
It is 3:04.
It's 3 in the morning.
Oh, get home. See a little drunk dialing.
But it's bank holiday tomorrow, so there's no work tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Today, actually.
So what have you been drinking?
You probably haven't heard of. One of the guys at the pub take the mickey out of me for. It's called Mountain Man. So that's like a bit funny when they keep asking, do you want a mountain man?
Yeah, I
like mountain man.
Can I please have a tall mountain man? Thank you.
I'll take another Mountain Dew.
It's not that kind of bar, buddy.
You know what? Give me 2. What the hell, right?
I can handle 2 Mountain Men.
I've had a Schöferhofer. It's a Hefeweizen.
Uh-huh.
That's a couple of those, and something from a brewery in Britain called Bateman's, which is I can't trying to think of the name of it now, but a couple of beers from there as well.
Okay.
But they're quite nice.
Okay.
And I'm drinking some of my homebrew, which is real naff. Horrible.
Oh, really? Oh, no. You're like me, huh?
We've all had plenty of that kind of beer.
Yeah.
It's from a kit, and I just cannot, for the sake of me, ever brew anything from a liquid kit.
From a can?
Yeah, from a can. I can never get it to taste any good.
You know, if you got to use a can opener for your beer, there's a problem.
Yeah. Well, look, you can't polish a turd, right? If your ingredients aren't that good, then you got to start with it.
I've done 3 grain brews, and they've been totally different, totally awesome.
No, keep up with that.
Comparison,
but it's 3 in the morning. You got to have something to drink.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know.
That's when you get into this. See, that's why I don't mind brewing bad beer, because at 3 a.m. anyone will drink it. You're ready. Who gives a shit, right? There's a place.
That's all there is.
You know, we always say on here, there's a place for every beer, and even bad beer.
Oh yeah,
crazy bitch will drink it.
Yeah.
Well, it is the last resort. This is the last time I'll ever brew anything from a kit. No, I've got to get to all grain.
Yeah, I think you should. It'll improve your brewing. And
I'm sure
it'll be a little more fun, too. Hey, let's forget about Drunk of the Week for a second. I should point out to you that I think Bevo has fallen in love with you during this whole phone call. I think she likes your accent.
I love you. Sorry, I was chewing food.
Eating.
Yes, I'm starving.
Okay.
Shut up. I came back from vacation to do the show.
Good.
I shall replay this in my car when I go to work. And,
awesome.
Probably at home in the shower.
I'm going to do the same thing just to hear your voice.
Oh, my. She's looking a little squirmy over there.
I've been listening. The really good thing is I came across this by accident, and I've been listening to it for nearly a year.
Uh-huh.
So just having the odd show and everything, but obviously with it being about 4 hours long, putting it on in the car and driving backwards and forwards and everything, it's been absolutely brilliant listening to you guys, and this is the first time I've been able to listen to it live, so it's excellent talking to you.
Well, now when you drive to work Tuesday morning, you can rub one out to Bevo being in love with you.
I'm just looking at someone says, is it STEM where in the UK he doesn't have an accent? I don't think I have an accent. I'm from the Midlands, which is like in the middle of the UK, which is near Birmingham.
Oh, I see. So they don't think you have an accent.
No, I don't think I've got an accent either.
Well, you come to the U.S., and not only will people think you have an accent, but it sounds like you might get laid because of it.
Chances are. Not by me, but
right.
But she'll find you somebody.
Bevo's married. Maybe not happily, but married.
Oh, no.
It's too early to tell.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I do appreciate the phone call, and it's very nice to talk to you. I'm not sure that you're going to get Drunk of the Week. You sound pretty...
I think I laid off the drink about a couple of hours ago. I did actually fall asleep trying to wait for you guys to come online, and then so I suppose I didn't drink enough.
That's pretty impressive that you woke back up, though. I'll tell you that.
I will actually. I fell asleep at the laptop, so
drooling on the laptop.
Got it. Computer keys in your forehead.
I'll try again in a few weeks' time.
It says QWERTY across his forehead.
All right, try again and send Bevo some pictures of yourself. I think she wants to put
No, I don't think I will.
Yeah, keep it with the voice.
Right,
the mystery might work.
Call in for the voicemail.
There you go.
All right. Yes.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, brother. Thanks. Cheers. There you go. That's Smod from England.
Smod.
Probably his wife sitting right next to him. Bevo doesn't care. All right, let's move on with this NHC talk I want to do. I want to know about this first round. Tasty, did you have some beers go through to the second round?
Yeah, I had 3, yeah.
You had 3 different beers go through?
3 beers. I entered 10 and had 3 pass.
That's pretty good.
I like that percentage.
That's a good percentage.
Just getting into the second round's pretty good.
Yeah, if you send anything to the second round. That's true. I mean, everyone should be aware of that. If you got a beer going.
You know, even if you get a third in the first round, you all start on the even plane in the second round.
Yeah, I've had thirds take first in the second round.
Ah. Yeah. So is it that every medal advances?
Yes.
Yeah, the thing about this competition is because the categories are so big, really, when you're awarded first, second, or third, it's really, I don't know, there's so many good beers at that point.
Yeah.
That it's just, I don't know, it's just arbitrary.
Well, you were telling me that when they come down to which ones are going, it could take them, what, an hour?
If they put their, if they really work on it, I've seen them take a long time to
decide.
They'll usually down to 4.
beer.
And then they'll have trouble getting that fourth one out because they're all good. So everybody assumed that was their beer.
Yeah.
That was number 4, because that very well could have been, really.
Okay.
It's like the guy in the shooting, the firing squad. He doesn't have the bullet.
Ah, right. And and nobody knows who.
Nobody
has
knows
the
what that one. So your beer was that fourth one.
Yeah, that's right.
Just squeaked out.
Now, Doc, you say that our beers didn't go, but did you have other beers advance?
Yeah, I got three in also.
Really? What's going?
Cream ale, Northern English Brown, and what was
Dark Strong?
The Dark Strong.
Okay.
Fruit beer?
Yeah, did you have 3? Did your fruit beer advance 3 times, Tasty? Is that
3? No.
What are
My
your
fruit
beers?
beer only advanced once.
But it did advance, didn't it?
Oh yeah. It always does. What the hell?
Now,
it placed last year again.
That's what I was going to ask you.
I placed in the second round twice with that stupid beer.
You have?
Yeah.
What did you get last year with it?
Second or
you got
third or something.
Nice. And the year before as well?
I think I got first. No. Yeah, first I got there.
Yeah.
No, that was Orlando. Oh, no. Year before that I got first in Baltimore. That's right.
It's like you're a shill with that. You just...
It's just embarrassing that I was stooped so low.
Sandbagger.
Doctor up a beer and send it in.
And you do it every year.
Every year.
And every year we have this discussion.
It got a 41 this year.
It makes a good beer.
Or is it a 42? I don't know, something.
Now, Shat got a gold medal at the, what was it, the
World Cup of Beer.
World Cup of Beer here, but that beer, and you entered that beer to the first round, right?
Yes.
But it didn't go anywhere.
No.
What was your score?
The hops died out in it. That was definitely one of the big comments. But it was a 36.
What's a good score? Give me the range of scores. Is 36 a good score?
Well, it depends on the judge. Some judges, score higher than others.
Let's think empirically. It goes 1 to 50. Above a 45, you're probably not going to ever see it. And even in the low 40s.
Yeah, nobody will brew that. Well, maybe a few people
Yeah, but it is really, really rare. Actually, I've seen it be really rare to even get in the 40s.
Yeah, that's hard.
If you brewed a clean, really nice beer and you got it into the high 30s, you should be really proud.
Okay.
Yeah, above 35 is really good score.
If you brewed a 27 beer, it's still a really nice beer. Maybe it's out of style. Maybe it's a flaw or two. If you brewed an 11 beer, then brew it again.
try again.
But it's if you're in the 30s, you should be proud of that beer.
Okay. All right. I got more questions about scores. I got Sully on the line real quick though. Let me do that. Sully, what's happening, my brother?
Hey guys.
What's up, Sully?
Hey, Sully, where are you?
You guys, I'm just at home right now. You guys sound totally sedated.
What are you wearing?
I'm pretty mellow today,
I mean,
man.
what's going on there?
Because you're not here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have a drunk of the week from England, and I don't know what goes on in England, but he's like, yes, I'm very drunk right now.
I know. They're even proper when they're hammered.
I can't believe this. I'm in love with Bevo. I want to do things to her. I'm totally wasted.
Yeah.
He'll be calling back for more, I'm sure.
I wish I sounded like that.
Why don't you just jump on that damn Vespa and come over here?
Yeah. Wake us up.
Won't go that fast.
Yeah.
I heard you had it up to 80. Come on.
Hey, I also want to put it out there. I think Bub's already done it, but we're doing a tour at the 21A on Friday, the weekend of the anniversary party at 3:30.
Okay, cool. So that's Friday, June
Friday the 13th. Okay.
We'll throw Bub in the mash tun. It'll be good.
All right, cool. Now
you can make them all wet.
Now you're really excited about that.
Well, I want to. You bring something up. I don't want to forget my question now. Now that you're talking about the anniversary party,
and Bub,
you were talking about maybe not being able to make it, Sully. Are you going to be at the anniversary party?
I just want to feel a little bit more love from you. That's all.
Give it to me straight.
We're not going to beg.
You're not going to be there, are you?
Just come on, beg a little bit.
No.
We ain't begging if he ain't coming.
Come on.
Yeah.
I see you walk across the floor.
You want me to put on my man thong?
I'm going to be there. I will be there.
Are you sure?
My calendar.
At least for the first part, and then I got to shoot out of there and not tell anybody I'm leaving.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Pulling a dock?
I thought I was pulling a Sully.
Look, I will leave. You've got your own tambourine this year. And you can play it as much as you want. I won't kick you off the stage.
You can't
I don't
sing
want to be
now.
anywhere near John.
All right.
No singing.
No singing, just tambourine. All right, that's cool that you guys are doing a tour. So 3:30 on June 13th. That's Friday the 13th. I won't be there because I'm very superstitious, and I would be afraid my friend Sully's place would burn down if I was there.
Where are you going to be?
With you there.
Or Bubba piss in the mash tun.
I'm going to be in Napa already, I think. Are you going up the day early, Doc? You're not going to be able to go with us Friday, are you?
I've been a bad boy these last couple of weeks. I ain't even asking.
Yeah, me and Shat, and hopefully Tasty. I'm not sure what your plans are, but we're going to be up there early on Friday. We have a little headquarters set up, and that way we can get things set up on Saturday bright and early. So,
it'd be a drunken round of golf.
We'll be up there Saturday morning, actually. So.
I think at least I'll be up there early Saturday.
Early Saturday. Okay.
I don't think I can. I'm not even going to ask about swing. No.
Yeah, don't. Maybe
Look
just.
at Doc. He's a beaten dog.
I know.
Oh no, I got away with murder the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't come home a couple nights.
2 nights he didn't come home.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Did you have glitter on your face when you came home?
You know, I just really I got home and I jumped in the shower.
Yeah.
There were smells on me I didn't want anybody to know about.
And that was just from being at my house. Yeah. All right, Sully. Thanks, man.
All right, guys.
Catch you later.
Come on. Let's speed it up. Bye.
Sully makes a good point. We are a little mellow tonight, but that's all right. We've been going hard for a couple weeks in here, you know.
said hard.
You've got to mellow out a little bit.
Johnny wore us out, man.
John, I'm telling you. Johnny's going to be the
He was lit last week, too.
As an animal.
Mm-hmm. The only reason he's not here getting lit right now is he has to pick up his parents from the airport. So he's
going to come in here raging, isn't he?
Jumping around.
Another half an hour?
Oh, yeah.
He could later. All right, so back to the NHC here. Sorry to get off topic there for a second. But I did want to ask on behalf of our listeners in the forum, a lot of people are posting like, hey, I got this really nice score on my beer, but it didn't advance. So how does that work, Tasty?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of those questions, too. Well, on the forum, Jamil posted a really good response to that, but I'll cover the same thing here. In a large competition like this, where you have like IPAs, for instance, there was like 37 IPAs. Well, you can't, give 3 pairs of judges like 12 IPAs to drink or something like that. What's the point? I mean,
the
first 3 would be interesting, but the rest would be crazy.
Wouldn't taste.
They divide that into like about 6 judging pairs, and each of those will take like 5 to 6 IPAs and judge those. So as they do that, they're scoring your beers, essentially, just like the score sheets that you got back, but they're also deciding which 1 or 2 or even 3, if they feel that they have a good set of them, are going to advance to what they call mini best of show.
Okay.
Just like pretty much, only reason they call it minis is just for this category, but it's appropriate because so what'll happen is that all these 6 judging pairs will each send 1 or 2. You'll have 7 or 8 IPAs in like a mini best of show round. Then the higher ranking judges that were judging IPAs will then set up a judging of just those beers. Now those are judged side by side. There's no score sheets for that. That's like a real best of show format when we don't do score sheets.
They decide which one's the best one.
They just
outright.
They taste them side by side. This one tastes better than that one.
Yeah.
Line them up or whatever, and they go through them.
All right, I'm confused about mini best of show. Mm-hmm. Does every category have a mini best of show, or this is like an overflow category?
Because this competition's so big, I think there were probably only 3 or 4 categories that didn't have mini best of show.
When you got 29,
we had 57
beers,
American ales. 57 American ales. So Chad's beer got lost in there somewhere, but
So what happens is if there are close scores like that, they have to then have a mini best of show to decide who advances.
It's not so much the score, because here's an anomaly of the thing. It's like if one pair of judges may score their 6 beers, like
really high,
27 to 38.
Yeah,
and they loved the 38. That was exceptional.
They thought the 38 was the awesome beer.
So they advanced to 38. There was a 34 in there that they said, no, I think it's not. It probably wouldn't do well in the second round. It's not quite good enough. We'll just advance that 38. The other pair of judges could have several 35s, a 37, and they may have a 41 even in there. They may just be judges that tended to score higher, but they may have 2 beers that they think would go into the into the mini best of show.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of an anomaly there. I mean, it's just, they just score higher, so they think the higher scores deserve to go on. But that's just the way judging is sort of it's a real fungible thing. I mean, these are human beings. I mean, there's variables.
You got to split it up.
Dick sizes.
Yeah.
One Doe's meeting, we had a category where we were judging IPAs, and I had 30 people there, and we had 14 IPAs, and we had 30 people there, and it killed everybody.
Yeah.
So I can imagine 2 judges going through that many, and you'd have to.
Yeah.
So
to get it on a level playing field.
Because the goal is to find the best beers. I mean, everybody's on board with that. It's not like just me as the organizer. Everybody wants to find the best beer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get your score sheet back, and it's got this nice numerical score,
right?
But you didn't advance, it probably also somewhere on there then says MBOS, and like that it went to the mini best of show, and then the score just became irrelevant because it was a side-by-side tasting?
I got the feeling some regions have written MBOS on it if it goes on a mini best of show. Our region didn't do that. We just wrote, if it placed first, second, or third.
That's all you wrote.
That's all I wrote on there. So a blank box is your worst.
But people could know, even if you didn't write it then, that if they had a great score but didn't advance, it's probably because it went on to this mini
probably
best
did.
of show.
If it was 37 or 38, maybe even a 36, it could have. You don't know. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
But wouldn't be unreasonable for scores like that to advance to mini best of show.
And it gets the mini best of show, and that they don't have scores. They just pick the best beer out of there. One of my beers scored pretty low, and it got a first.
I got a 37 on my IPA, and it took first.
Yeah.
And I know that it was, I think somebody posted on the forum that Kevin Pratt gave somebody a 47 or something for an IPA.
Yeah, wow.
And so he must have been in there, too. So,
especially for Kevin, He's an experienced judge.
He's a stickler. So, well, here's another interesting thing that I think people could keep in mind. So you sit down as a judge and you're given a beer, and you're not talking amongst your colleagues. You're given a beer and you're given a score sheet, and you write down the score. So if you give the first beer, let's say you give the first beer you judge a 39, and then which is a good score, right? And then the next beer is even better. Well, you've got to give it a higher score, don't you? I mean, so now all of a sudden you're looking at a 42. And then let's say for a second now that the third beer is even better than that. So I guess what my point is that sometimes the number is based on the flight as well, isn't it?
Order in the flight makes a big difference. Yeah, exactly.
Or on the flip side of that coin, if your first beer, it might be awesome, but you know what? You're going to hold back.
Exactly. Judges are aware of the phenomena that you're talking about.
Okay.
So they don't want to get into that predicament. So they intentionally score the first beer lower.
I see.
Now but that may still work out because they'll say, this still isn't better than that 34 that we had early on.
Yeah.
We have to give this guy a 33. So, I mean, you can see, the guy got a 33. He might have had a 35 beer. But
because they're judging against the other beers.
Right. So, listeners should know that the scores are sometimes a victim of circumstances.
Right.
It's not just like, gee, my beer is actually a 35. Well, in some competitions, it might be a
smaller
35.
competition. You got the same judges, maybe judging the whole style.
Right.
Now, how come all of Chad's score sheets said, "You suck, you should probably find a new hobby"?
Because they're not all certified judges, right?
That's it.
Some must be certified assholes.
Give it to me straight.
Is that why they would say that to poor Chad?
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, if anybody has any unusual or offensive score sheets, again, I'd love to see them.
Yeah.
I had one once that came back.
Not one from your. I got tons of old ones.
No, not from this, but from once. I got a couple offensive ones.
Really?
Oh, it smells like of garbage. Things like this, and this was one I've taken places.
Yeah.
I've won medals. Damn it, with that one. But it just just take it with a grain of salt. What they say.
Well, I heard some comments like low carbonation missed the mark. And that's it. Like it just,
So
like weird comments.
You lost out because it didn't have enough bubbles.
So I don't know. I mean, you want more than that, I would hope.
Yeah, ideally, the comments would line up with your score.
Right.
That is, if your beer scored like a 27, there would be enough reasons on there as to why it might deserve a 27.
Right.
So
the problem I have is sometimes the score sheet will say, "Well, it's a very tasty beer. Oh, great aroma, good flavor, blah blah blah." here's your 27. I mean, like, what's the deal with that? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So when Shaq got that one score sheet with a 9 on it, and it said, "Please don't bottle your urine," the comment does coincide with the score.
Please don't mix your beers in with Justin's beers.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate, isn't it?
Same address. Come on.
It was a slight mix-up. I'm going to actually probably start bottling Shat's beers and entering them under my name. I think that's my only chance at,
There you go.
at doing well.
More shots.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. If you have more questions, you can call up 888-401-BEER or just join the chat room. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. I did have a question come through from the chat, which I think is a good question. So let's say you go to the second round, and this gentleman wants to know, if you go to the second round, do most brewers who go re-brew that beer for the second round? Because you got to send in beer again, right? Or do most brewers keep enough behind that they're sending the same beer?
Well, I think most probably do it that. Keep enough behind they're sending the same beer.
Yeah.
In certain beer styles, like hoppy beers especially, you probably should consider rebrewing those.
Okay.
I'm considering rebrewing 2 of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
2 of the 3 that went?
Yeah. I rebrewed all 3. I did 2 of them yesterday and 1 today.
See, you got now. I think that a disclaimer should be made here about the rebrewing.
Yeah,
you guys are very good. You know your systems very well. You've been brewing on your systems for a long time. Your repeatability is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Whereas, let's face it, Chad has been brewing a lot around here. His repeatability is probably not as good as yours.
Right.
So someone like Chad might want to keep enough behind. You get one good batch, you keep rolling with that one.
It does really depend on the style too.
Yeah.
And Mike and I were talking earlier about some beers that are older. They taste stale, but that is very close to what the commercial ones are. If we get something from England, it's going to be stale.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so if that's your calibration beer, maybe you want to keep that one.
Yeah. The fresh doesn't do that well in those categories. English.
Okay. I thought that was a good question. It seems to me that most brewers are probably doing we've brewed enough, I'll send that in.
Yeah, most styles, that's fine. I mean,
But then again, to use Chad as another example, like you had said that one of the notes that you got a lot about the beer you entered was that the hop character had fallen away.
Right.
So that might have been a beer you'd rebrew.
Absolutely.
So because you did so well just a few weeks ago, it wasn't even that long ago, was it?
But hoppy beers, a few weeks makes a big difference.
Yeah.
My strong dark Belgian, it's almost 3 years old now. It's just coming into its own. I'm not going to rebrew that one.
Yeah, that one's it does well with age. So.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, somebody told me on one of my score sheets, maybe you should age this a little more.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next year.
It goes 3 years. It ought to go 4.
Yeah.
Did you rebrew your fruit beer?
Well, I did. Yeah, I rebrewed the Dortmunder Export underneath it. Yeah, I did.
You did.
I'm a whore. Come on.
I love it because it's so funny because Tasty knows he's going to... I think what it is you're like, all right, listen, if all else fails, my fruit beer's going to
Exactly. It's category 20. If I get to category 20 and I haven't got anything yet, I'll be so glad I rebrewed the fruit beer.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I do the same thing. I do it year after year.
I'm a whore. Yeah.
All right, we got JP on the phone, which doesn't mean we should take that call necessarily. What does he want to talk about?
Give us
anything?
Don't give us a hockey score.
Oh, he's gone.
There he is. I know that voice.
Oh, this is
we held him.
Let's just listen for a while because it might be JP's best appearance yet. All right, good work, buddy. All right, there you go. JP, if you weren't tuned in at the beginning of the show, is home watching the hockey game. He has more important things to do than hang out with you folks, with you listeners.
Even in the archive.
He's got things to do. All right, well, so there's your NHC coverage. I do want to say congratulations to everybody who did advance to the second round. We're going to be talking to Gary Glass in a couple of weeks, and we'll cover a little more about how this competition is run, and we'll start talking about the second round, which, of course, is the big one. It is the largest homebrew competition in the world.
And the class of judges for that one is just phenomenal.
Yeah. A lot of good judges there. Now you are going. Now that you know beers have advanced, Doc.
No, I already bought my ticket a long time ago. I'm there.
Okay.
Tasty and I are flying out. We're doing the red eye.
Yeah.
We're got the same row of seats. We're side by side. Probably drink the whole night, huh?
Well, we'll drink up until I get on the plane, and then it's like lights out for me, I think.
Okay. I'll be up drinking.
Really?
Cookies.
I'll get you a cookie. I'm that guy on the okay.
Yeah.
I'm that guy on the plane that everybody else is asleep, and I'm looking out at Baltimore out there or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you guys flying out the Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we're on the topic, how about a little surprise announcement for you? Looks like the BN is going to be the broadcaster of the National Homebrewers Conference.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to make me work?
Well, check it out. We've pretty much nailed down the Triple Crown. We're doing the Oregon Brewers Festival. We're doing the National Homebrewers Conference, and we are most likely doing the GABF once again. So what you're going to get out of us, we're doing some audio help for the American Homebrewers Association. We've got to help them out with some things. Which I am more than happy to do. I love those guys. And Gary Glass, by the way, is a gentleman and a scholar, just a good dude, so I'm happy to help out. And we're going to be doing some broadcasting from there. If we can work out all of the internet issues, we will be broadcasting the awards ceremony live for those of you who can't make it.
Are we going to be are we, me and you on the red carpet?
That is, well... I would like it if we could do it that way.
That'd be great.
I don't know that we're going to be able to. What we're going to do is we're going to take a feed from... we're going to take the entire feed of the awards ceremony. So this conference is going to sell out. The banquet...
It is sold out.
The banquet's already sold out. The conference itself, I believe, is not.
A lot of it is.
Is it? Okay. I know you can still get into Pro Brewers Night.
Right.
Yep.
And I believe you can still get into Club Night.
Which are
Right, because they're just big
awesome.
halls with a ton of people who fit.
And there's so much beer in there.
Now, what it looks like we're going to do is do a live show from Club Night, because that's really the one for us. That's where we come into our own. That's our people. That's everyone having a good time. That's you homebrewers out there organizing and just putting it out there, having a great time. And we're going to do a live show from the center of the room during Club Night in association with Beer, and More Beer. They sponsor Club Night.
As long as you don't get Shanghaied again.
The people who own Club Night are our people, Doc.
Okay, good.
More Beer owns Club Night. So I don't think we have to worry about being Shanghai.
Yeah, they're sponsored. Club Night.
The only thing we have to worry about is an internet connection. So we're working on that, and we're going to make it happen. So just hang in there. We'll keep you up to date. And then, like I said, as long as that internet connection works out as well, we're going to carry the awards ceremony over the web so that those of you who can't make it, but you have gone on to the second round, throw yourselves a awards party. Think of it as Oscars night. You can invite your friends over, turn on the web, and maybe get your name announced. That's what I would do.
Oh, yeah.
If I was home and I had something in the second round, a lot of fucking hypotheticals.
Especially if
here,
we're doing it live, coming out of there.
Yeah.
Last year, we had John P. on the phone. He was in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And we had the phone out. We're telling him each category that's coming up.
Well, now you don't have to do that. You're going to be able to tune in live. So stay tuned for more details. But I am not only excited, but I have to say a little proud of the Brewing Network back at the NHC this year. So, and the Oregon Brewers Festival in July, and most likely the GABF later in the year. Can't remember if it's September, October this year, but I better figure it out. I'm going to be there.
It's a long way away.
Yeah, so we're going to talk to Gary here on the show in a couple of weeks, and we'll give you more details about our broadcast there. We'll also give you details about how the second round judging goes and things like that. He's also going to come on and talk about new brewing legislation that's been going on. A little something freaky happening here in California. Did you guys see that? Nobody saw it, huh?
Well, tell me. There's a lot of freaky shit goes on here.
It has to do with home winemakers, but it could end up affecting home brewers. And here's the deal. A home winemaker from Indiana or Illinois contacted somebody in the state here. They were trying to organize a home winemaking competition. And he wanted to do everything on the up and up, of course. And when he contacted the Alcohol Commission here in the state of California, he was told, that's illegal. And here's what it is. State law makes an exception for home brewers. That, of course, you're allowed to brew, and it's under a certain amount. And you're allowed to take the beer off-premise for tastings or competitions. So you brew it at home, you're allowed to send it or take it off-premise to do these things. It's actually written in the law. Mm-hmm. But for home winemakers, that exception is not made. All it says is you're allowed to make wine at home. That's it. You're not allowed to share it with anybody. You're not allowed to leave the premise with it. You're not even allowed to enter it into competitions. Well, as we all know, home winemaking competitions have been taking place all over California for years.
The State Fair has one.
The State Fair has one. Well, basically, they've just kind of kept a blind eye. They just ignored it. Well, this guy from Illinois, who was trying to just keep things on the up and up, calls and make sure he can do it. Well, now it's brought to their attention.
Red flag.
So now they're kind of saying that the board is kind of saying, well, now that it's been brought to our attention, we do have to state that this is illegal. So there's an amendment being made to the bill that will add home winemaking.
Is that Beal guy ahead in that?
Yeah, this guy is. He's not ahead of it. A lot of politicians actually. This is where they're actually really going to bat for us. Here's the problem, and this is just a rumor. As this new bill is being pushed forward, so that it would add on winemakers to what homebrewers are allowed to do, there's some wording in there that could change could change things for homebrewers. Here's what I got. Here's the rumor. It says, I've heard that California State Senator Patricia Wiggins is planning to introduce a bill that would add wine to the provision allowing for competitions. However, the very same proposal supposedly deletes the word tastings from the exemptions listed for what can be done with homemade beer and wine. So, obviously, that could really change things about the personal consumption. In other words, it won't change things for competitions. But at your club meetings once a month, Doc, where you guys do tastings, and that's now perfectly legal, if the word tastings is omitted from this California law, that could become an illegal activity here in California. So we're going to talk, it's just a rumor right now, but we're going to talk about all these things with Gary Glass in a couple weeks. That'd be pretty fucked up if that got passed, and we got to say. I mean,
so I couldn't bring any over here.
Could be more fun. I have more fun with the illegal drugs.
You would only be able to leave.
I like living on the outside.
What we would have to do is have a competition here every Sunday in order for it to be legal. Or you'd have to have a competition every Doe's meeting.
I would.
In order for it to be legal.
We'll buy more of those medals that we're talking about.
All we got to do is taste it all night.
I'll show up with a bunch of beer and a bunch of medals every place I go.
Well, or even all you got to, the way I see it, all you got to do, you go to the meeting, everyone tastes all night. At the end of the night, you go, okay, somebody raise your hand for the best beer, and that one gets judged the best beer. There you go. It's competition, right?
Right. or the competition trying to get to the best beer.
Yeah.
There you go. I've been on that competition.
Now, of course, I'd rather not see it come to that. But we'll find out what happens.
I don't think it will.
What do I got, Beavis? Somebody on the phone?
It's Bub.
Oh, right.
Get the timer ready?
Oh, and I got someone asking me, I got to detail what I'm doing at the OBF also. Hey, Bub, what's happening, brother?
Come on, Bubby.
Hey, no, it's my fault. Hey, Bub, you there?
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. What's going on, man?
You can always do like our homebrew club does as far as the competition. You set a bag out in front of everybody's thing, and you throw a coin in the one you like the best.
There you go.
That person gets the money. There you go.
That's who wins.
That's who wins. Yeah, so it's real scientific, too.
Yeah, that's how we like it around here. All right, what's the word, man?
I don't know. I was just kind of calling to be a dipshit. Were you, like, totally intimidated by Tonya? Because you were, like, totally all quiet. And,
it's a good question.
Okay.
No, I think we're all tired, a little hungover.
Are you asking the room, or are you asking me personally?
No, pretty much you, because you, like, totally just jumped out of that interview. You're like, okay, it's been exactly 61 minutes. I'm so going to make this the shortest interview ever on the BN.
I'll tell you what.
Like the Bob timer went off.
Maybe it was like, well, I certainly wasn't intimidated by Tonya, although I do want to be respectful. I think here's what as far as the content of the interview, I feel like Tonya probably gets a lot of shit being a female brewer in brewing, and I didn't want to contribute to that. And I also didn't want to make a big deal out of the fact. I interviewed Melissa from Drake's a while back, a couple years ago. I did it on the FM show. And I could tell that the issue of being a woman in brewing was it was kind of like, why do we even have to talk about that? So for one thing, I just kind of wanted to pass over it and do my best. So I wasn't intimidated. I also didn't want, I want to drop a bunch of F-bombs and shit in front of her,
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Try to be nice. But
she doesn't know us either.
I think the shortness of the interview, it totally, probably my fault, we didn't have a lot to, we had enough to talk about for an hour because of her seasonals and how well she's done. But if you don't have a brewer who has something like one specific thing, like someone who's good at barrel aging, or somebody, and no questions coming in from the chat because of that. If it's a general discussion, it just tends to end quicker.
And it's also, she's a pub brewer and she doesn't distribute anywhere, so you almost can't even get it.
We can't drink the beer. So.
Plus, I probably would have started hitting on her if it went any longer. Female brewer makes great beer.
I was going to say, You don't have to worry about being a dick. She's married. I mean, she's seeing a dick.
Yeah, no. See, that's what I mean. Another few minutes on the phone with Tonya. I thought she was great, cute voice. I would have started turning into a big jerk. And like, hey, Tonya, what's going on in Bend?
That's what I kind of got from you, because you were like all reserved and held back and all like sissified and like.
Sissified.
Okay, Tonya.
All right, I'm in love with Tonya. Okay, I'm going to admit it right now. I've decided she's the one for me. I have a man crush on her.
Do you want to go to GABF together?
Yeah. Tonya, would you do some tastings at GABF with me, please? What's your favorite beer? Mine too. That's mine too. Oh, is that my timer or Bub's timer?
It's mutual.
We'll see you next week, next month, Bub, huh?
Yeah, and maybe, hey, you know what would be really fun? It's not going to happen, I know, because, well, frankly, you're a douchebag.
Lipstick?
But we could do, that too.
Yeah.
I'll bring the paint. But we could have done like a lunch meet on Friday when I get in. But I know how you are, a girl. And
maybe we can do it on... you don't fly in till Friday, right?
Do it at the 21.
Friday morning, yeah.
Friday morning, yeah. I don't know. Probably not going to happen.
You won't be up that early anyway, dude. 9 a.m.
Oh.
If it was Tonya flying in, it would happen.
I'd be up.
Yeah, if it was Tonya flying in, I'd
pick her up from the airport.
Vacuum for the first time this decade.
Now the rumor's going to spread through the brewing industry that I have a big old crush on Tonya. I'm going to send her a sweet email tomorrow.
Funny.
Wouldn't that be great? Every time they see me talking to Tonya at an event, they're like,
sweet.
Tonya and Justin. Yeah, whatever. All right. Thanks, Bub. We'll catch you. Oh, wait, one more question. I read an email last week about someone wanting you to shave off your mustache at the party and letting us auction it off. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. And my wife, okay, now here's the deal.
Ew.
That's pretty gross.
I think that's totally hilarious.
I like it too. So what do you think?
I kind of have a slight man chubby about it. Here's the deal. We can cut off
half
the
of
mask.
Uh-huh.
We can cut it off, but there still has to be something left. Because if I'm barefaced coming in with the wife, I will be divorced.
Because she thinks something's up.
Stated. She heard the whole thing. She said, you are not shaving it off. We can use the clippers and we can trim it down to normal human...
Stubbly?
Why? She really likes it or what?
Oh, yeah, she hates it when I'm barefaced.
I say...
Shows too much of her space.
You know what? I say man up and go barefaced. Don't be such a pussy.
No, dude.
What's it going to take, a week?
Dude, that's why you're single.
I've been growing this hideousness for 6 months now.
Yeah, but you can get like a reasonable amount back in what, like a week?
We'll go down to 5 o'clock shadowish, but I'm not shaving it.
Okay.
Can we shave it into like stupid gay looking things?
Which is what?
Just shave it into a goatee and I'll look that way?
No, I was thinking that little strip along the jawbone,
Yeah.
It's really gay.
Oh, yeah, like a Backstreet Boy type of... Can we do that to you?
No.
All right, well, whatever it is we do...
I plan on accenting the stash, so I'll probably be shaving most of the stuff around it.
It's part of beer Jenga.
Whatever it is we do, we're doing it on stage at Downtown Juice.
That's cool. No, I'm totally for that,
right.
And I'm totally for breastial art on me or others.
Great.
Ass crack art, maybe not.
And by others, he meant Bevo. Let's face it. Let's be honest here.
Right. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go. Thanks, man.
Right. Yeah. Oh.
Later, boo.
Later, Bevo.
Bye.
Did he just go? Arg. I gotta take a leak.
Hey, Bevo.
Hey,
wearing a
Grod.
raincoat, no underwear.
We got Grod from Australia on the line here. What's happening, brother?
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
You just threw up in your mouth.
From down under.
That's gross.
Hey.
What, do you got a holiday
Did
there?
Chunks come up with that?
It's fucking Skype shit.
You what?
Tell you what. Hey, did Boob say dick?
Did he say dick?
I think Boob said dick.
I think he did.
He probably did. He said dick. I think that the only thing that's funny about that joke is Bevo doing that noise afterward. That joke is so not funny until she goes, so we're not allowed to do it unless Bevo's in the room. Grod, can you hear me?
Yeah, this show's really gone downhill. I mean, I remember the days when Boob used to call him from the can,
And now he's so sensible and nice. He just sits there in his lounge chair and
his suit on,
just calls in.
I agree with you. What happened there? He was very even though we did the bub timer, he didn't even say anything offensive.
He calls in just to tell us how uncouth we are.
Yeah. Called in to call out my crush on Tonya.
Even
she's bloody ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. You're right. I got to take charge around here.
I gotta go. You're holding me up here.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Another beer, and I need another crap, so I'll see you later.
Later. All right. And now I got JP on the phone. I really got to go take a leak. I got to take a break, take a leak. We're going to come back and do a listener tasting. Is that what we're doing, chat? You got a tasting lined up for us?
Yes, sir.
Is it going to be cold?
Yes. Believe it or not, yes.
All right. All right, Jip, what do you got, man?
I don't know. Chad sent me a text message telling me to call in.
Oh.
I did? That was from last week.
It's a week old.
Yeah.
That was from Sasquatch last week.
That's how horrible Chad is. That he.
How are your sharks doing?
Think properly. They're losing right now, Chad. Thanks.
How are your cats?
How are those warts doing, Chad?
Oh.
When you talk personal things.
Oh.
Did you go to Planned Parenthood like I told you to yet, Shat, and
No.
get yourself tested?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Clean bill of health.
You didn't get tested.
Chad's idea of Planned Parenthood is buying 2 beers in advance.
All right, well, thanks for the call, JP.
It's true.
Yeah, hey, anytime I can help, man.
All right, later.
That was a waste of time.
Yeah. This whole show.
Man, he's really into his game.
Waste of bad myth.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more from Shat, and we'll do a listener tasting. Who are we tasting? Do you know yet?
No.
Who are we tasting?
Figure it out when we get back. Hang in there. It's the session. We're almost done, so stick around for a few.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
What have you gotten out of a vial of White Labs yeast?
WLP 001, Cal Ale, baby.
23, Burton Ale.
008, East Coast Ale.
Cal Common, WLP 810.
It's gonna be WLP 400 with beer.
I got a sweet hoodie for my vial.
Huh?
White Labs, your source for great brewer's yeast, would like to invite all homebrewers to join the White Labs Customer Club. Redeem your empty vials for great White Labs merchandise and products. Free yeast, glassware, t-shirts, baseball caps, sweatshirts, polo shirts, and you won't believe what you'll get for 5,000 vials. Members also receive a newsletter packed with White Labs updates and facts, interviews with professional brewers, brew your own clone recipes, beercook.com recipes, and customer club stories. The White Labs Customer Club. Save your vials and get in the club. White Labs. It's all in the vial.
Sitting at a bar on the inside, waiting for a ride on the outside. She broke my heart in the trailer park. So I checked the keys to her ugly car and crashed that piece of junk and then stepped away.
Bartender, I really did it this time. Broke my parole to have a good time. When I got home, it was 6 a.m. The door was locked, so I kicked it in. She was tripping on the bills. I think she was high on some pills. She threw my shit out into the yard. Then she called me a bum and slapped me real hard. And in my drunken stupor, I did what I should have never done. Now I'm sitting here talking to you, drunk and on the run. I'm sitting at a bar on the inside, waiting for my ride on the outside. She stole my heart in the trailer park, so I jacked the keys to her fucking car and crashed that piece of shit, then stepped away. You know, Mo, I'll probably get 10 years, so just give me beers till they get here. Yeah, I know the sun is coming up, and y'all are probably getting ready for closing Romance is misery, so much for memories. And now I'm headed to the penitentiary. See me on TV, the next cop series. I am a danger. I guess I should have did something about my anger, but I never learned. Real things I'm not concerned about. Throw kerosene on everything I love and watch it burn. I know it's my fault, but I wasn't happy it was over. She threw a fit, so I crashed her Nova. And now I'm going back again, back to the pen to see my friends. And when we all pile out that county van, they're gonna ask me where I've been. I've been at a bar on the inside, waiting for my ride on the outside. She stole my heart in the trailer park, so I jacked the keys to her fucking car and crashed that piece of shit, then stepped away. Nah, 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 nah. Well, I'm sitting at a bar on the inside, and I'm waiting on my ride on the outside. You know I crashed that piece of shit, and then I stepped away. Yeah, I stepped away. You know I crashed that piece of shit, and then I stepped away.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Sullivan, the brewmaster and co-founder of the 21st Amendment Brewery and Restaurant in San Francisco. 6 years ago, Nico Freccia and I opened the 21st Amendment on 2nd Street with the intent of bringing back the local neighborhood brew pub. Well, the neighborhood has really changed over the years, but the 21st Amendment still remains a great place for people to meet over a terrific meal and a tasty pint of beer. In the past, the only way you could enjoy the 21st Amendment's handcrafted beers was at the brew pub. Well, all that has changed. Now, the 21st Amendment beers are available in cans. That's right, cans. When was the last time you had a great beer in a can? Well, that day has come. We're offering our world-famous Watermelon Wheat and 21A IPA in cans. Cans are a better package than glass because cans keep the beer fresher longer, but you can also take cans to places where bottles can't go, like the beach, lake, golf courses, and sporting events. So join us in the revolution to take back the can from the big breweries and crack open a cold 21A craft beer in a can. The 21st Amendment, 563 2nd Street in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants.
Mix me your 100-grain amber recipe, and I'm going to eat it. And then it can ferment in my gut. It totally works. The beer is almost identical to the grain sandwich.
Your colon won't know what hit it.
The home of live beer radio. TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to
The Session.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right, let's get back to work here. Couple things left to do. Bevo's playing solitaire, so apparently the chat room's not too exciting for the Bevo
Free cell
tonight. Oh, free cell. I see.
Get it right.
I'm going to take all the entertainment programs off that computer so you can focus.
Focus?
Bevo drunk dialed me last night.
I was surprised you didn't have it ready to bust me out.
I just got behind today. I'd spent so long putting together our feedback montage because it was such a long one that I ended up not having a chance to. Then I had to fix Skype so we could do the interview today. I didn't have a chance to put it on. What was better than my drunk dial, though, is you were sending booby pics to JP.
Not naked.
No, but there was
a shirt on.
There was an awful lot of cleavage showing. I mean, it was close to like the Janet Jackson Rolling Stone cover from a few years back, where like someone just with hands over her boobs. I don't know whose hands they were. They weren't Sam's. I recognized Sam's hands. I don't know who you guys.
Sam hands.
I don't know who you guys were hanging out with. I don't know what Sam thinks about that.
Those were my hands.
Oh.
Sure, it was.
Did you know she was sending booby pictures to people, Sam?
Right, they were mine.
Sam didn't even know.
No, Sam didn't know.
He knows now.
Sam only gets booby pictures, doesn't send them.
Sam's probably pissed because he didn't get any booby pictures, you know. Oh, well.
I got to give a shout out to McGruffus. We've been drinking the beer from Highland Brewing Company they sent us.
McGruffus is a good dude. Actually, while we're doing shout outs to McGruffus, he was real cool to me at the Craft Brewers Conference too, because he's a distributor. So he knows a lot of different brewers, and anytime I hadn't met somebody, if he knew him and he was around, he'd go, hey, he'd introduce us. He'd introduce me and the Brewing Network to whoever the brewers were for potential future guests. So good on him, good dude. And then he sent us beer, so you can't really go. He's kind of a favorite now.
People would have been fine just bringing us beer, but it's good.
He could call Bevo a bitch in the chat room. We wouldn't even yell at him about it. Now he can do whatever he wants. So
there you go. You got one get out of jail free card.
Yeah, you get one if you want to use it wisely.
There you go.
You only get one. All right, we're gonna do a tasting here, real quick. While we're setting that up, I got one of Chad's score sheets in front of me from the
that'll be good for a few
that he got back from the first round.
Could be a little brutal.
This was for his brown. His overall score on this was a 36.
Go easy on it.
So let's read.
Can we say the judges' names? No, just kidding. How about the judges' ranking?
All right.
You can say the judges' ranking.
Where does it say that?
Up in the top right corner, top left corner. It says judging, little box they checked.
I see it, but I don't see a rank in it.
Oh, then they didn't check it.
Oh, here we go. I got you. Apprentice.
Okay.
The first one. There's two score sheets for this particular beer here. The Apprentice gave him a 38. Under aroma, it says smells like pee.
Would you brew this with Schumann? That's what it says.
Smells like horse piss.
It smells kind of like if I had met Sasquatch. It smells like what Sasquatch would smell like.
From a block away.
How'd you feel about that comment? That must not have been very nice.
Yeah, low blow.
Must be from local yeast.
Damn Apprentice.
No, it says the aroma was roasted malt.
Mm-hmm.
But you got 9 out of 12 points for aroma.
That's good.
That's a good score, right?
Yep.
Okay. For appearance, only 3 points in appearance. It says this is one of those things where you either like totally botched it or you generally get 3 points, right? And you got all 3. Good color and clean was your comment for that one.
That's what they say about Chad a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good color and
Good color
clean.
is clean.
We don't know yet. He hasn't gone and gotten tested.
Oh, that's true.
How clean.
Flavor. I can't really read what this is. Is it
flavor?
15 out of 20? Did you look at this? I can't read the scratches. Good bitter aftertaste. This is for your brown that you won the gold with, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the other competition.
Mm-hmm.
Nice roasted malt and some other malt. Low hop flavors, which is what you were saying was a lot of the comments.
Exactly, yeah.
And this one, now this is Tasty's recipe for a brown ale, so it's a hoppy brown ale, isn't it?
It's big and hoppy.
So it really must have dropped off for you to be getting low hop.
It did, yeah.
And or it could have been last in the flight
months.
and their palate fatigued.
That's true.
It could be a combination of any of this. So
the way we judge this, at least in the West, which would include Chad's beer, of course, is that the judges first had a few American ales, then they had a few amber ales, and then they had a few American browns. So it wasn't like a pair of judges just judged American ales. They went up the line through the styles.
Yeah.
Saw as many best of show, of course. Must have been. No, I'm kidding.
You might have been. I don't know.
No.
There's nothing many about you.
He just called you a fat
I thought
load,
the Beer de
Chad.
Garde. I thought the Beer de Garde might have a chance.
Well, that scored well too, didn't it?
33.5.
Well, that's a good score.
Yeah.
How did the American Brown score at the World Cup, where you did place first?
41.
Oh wow, that's a
It
difference.
was high, yeah.
Well, they like that beer.
Yeah. Well, more hops too. I mean, aroma and all that.
Well, yeah.
They're fresh.
Yeah, it was on its peak, right? How old was the beer then? About 6 weeks?
Yeah. It's been probably
a
couple months at least.
So if you had, like my IPA's advancing, I had to rebrew that beer because it was, it's going to be judged about 6 weeks from now or 5 weeks from now.
Mm.
Yeah, when does the second round have to be in by?
I should mention that. It had been by, I think, it's either June 6th or 11th. It might be 11th. I've seen two different
I looked on the website. I couldn't find it.
I think it's 6th or 11th. It's that far ahead, and it won't be judged till the 19th. So if you're thinking about where you're sitting now and your beer's advancing, You could have a pretty mature beer by then if you brewed it either this weekend or
I'm
coming
thinking about pretty soon, like Monday or so. Maybe do a double.
You can do
brew.
it sooner, but yeah.
No, I can't. I got to work.
I mean, if you but you really got to do it pretty quick for most beers to get settled down.
All right, for mouthfeel, you got a 4 out of 5.
Good mouthfeel.
Says good for style. Yeah. And 7 out of 10 for your overall impression. Very good beer. The brown ale aroma flavor comes through very well. Hop flavor was low, but good for the style, they still said. And the aftertaste was kind of between the malts and hops was nice. They said, I guess, a good balance. So they gave you a good job. The Apprentice judge gave you a 38 out of 50 is the best possible score. And
so 38's not too bad.
No, 38's not. Now
That's pretty nice, actually.
And here you have a recognized BJCP judge who brought their own... a
lot of them have that.
Like stick-on label, so they don't have to fill it out on the sheet. They just stick a label on there.
Yeah.
That's pretty nerdy, if you ask me. But
no, that's not a lot of that.
Saves you some writing, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're a BJCP judge, I think that's available to you on their website. You can download those or something. And you get a free badge, I think, too.
Oh, badges. We don't need those
Your name on
badges.
This person gave you 8 out of 12 for aroma, 2 out of 3 for appearance. And I think it was, let's see, a tan head that quickly fades, but does leave lacing around the rim.
Kind of like your sex life.
He's going to get that tested. That's going to get tested.
Around the rim.
Some haze in the dark brown color, so I guess the beer was a little hazy. It's a homebrew. Yeah.
It's also hoppy. So
flavor 14 out of 20. Is that a good score for the flavor?
Sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. That's a good score.
You were hesitating there.
Well, no, I mean...
you had to do the math.
14's okay?
Yeah, well, something, if it was like 16, he'd have got a 30... he probably would have gone into the mini best of show round.
Ah, okay.
So 2 points makes a difference. I mean, 14's a good score, but...
Especially with a
16,
lot of beers.
17.
A lot of beers in the category, too.
3 out of 5 in mouthfeel. Overall impression, 7 out of 10. This judge gave you a 34, so they averaged out your total score to 36, or some might say, better luck next time.
Yes.
How many did you enter?
5.
Oh, you
I think 5.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
I just wanted to get the feedback, so this is great.
Yeah.
A number, for the beer that I brewed, that's all I can ask.
Good. Yeah, and that really is, that's what you got to take away from it. And
well, all I'm doing is sharing with friends right now, so I mean, it's good to get feedback.
Yeah. Well, even Tonya was, I wish she was my girlfriend, was saying that she really learns from this stuff too, and she went, took back from the GABF and changed things around for the World Beer Cup, and ended up obviously doing very well. Yeah. So you could do the same with these kind of comments for next year. I think next year is Shat's year. And I mean, here's how I was looking at it. He's actually only been brewing intensely for a short period of time, but he's really going for it. So imagine now, a year from now, there's going to be a lot of batches under his belt, a lot of improvements made. He's already improved, I think, tremendously from the first couple batches you made on our system back there. Mm-hmm. I think you could do very well next year, Shat, if you keep it up. Yeah. Shat brewed 3 this weekend.
I'm game.
3 beers this weekend. He won Friday, right? Mm-hmm. 1 Saturday, 1 today.
Yep.
You went for it, man.
2 Saturday.
Oh, 2? Yeah. You double batched
usually Friday night, though, but we went out.
You probably won't be surprised to hear that Tasty also did 3 batches this weekend because the two are joined at the hip.
Yeah.
And
same beers, too, yeah. No.
Yeah, we also did the same beers. Okay.
Same water.
No.
We held hands. All right, whose beer are we tasting here? Who's our listener?
You know what?
I
lost the sheet on it, but it's a Le Esperi del Noel. So it's a Noel. It's a wit. And it's kind of tasty.
It has a label on it. Is there a name of the beer that just says Esperi de Noel is the name of the beer?
All
right.
If the listeners, if you're the listener, that's your beer, call in.
Well,
I think it's an old one.
Lucky for Chad, it has a name on there, so listener, you probably know what it is. Otherwise, I'd be cutting off his head right now.
It's a really old one, yeah. So it's been around a while, and it's tasty.
It's held up really well. It's very tasty.
Yeah, actually, really held up really well.
It's really light in color. It's almost looks like a cider, very light in color.
And that ends your judging pros.
That's all I got right there.
Give him 3 out of 3.
I give him 3 out of 3. What else you guys think about it, Doc? What are you picking up in this beer?
Nice coriander.
Yeah. That's good.
It's the coriander gives it some bitterness to it, and it's also sweet, so it's a nice balance on both ends.
Yeah, I think it might be just, I don't know, a tad too sweet. I don't know. Seems like if I had more of the, more banana clove instead of the coriander flavor, it would offset that sweetness.
Well, it's bordering, if it's supposed to be a wit, it's really bordering on a Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
But I still like it. It's a good beer all the way around, whether it's in style, probably off the mark a little bit. But even, like you said, if it's this old, it's still a really nice beer.
It's tasting great.
Yeah, it's great.
I could drink a lot of this one.
I could, too.
How old are
we're
we?
pounding this 750 milliliter you sent.
Yeah.
How old are we saying it is, Chet?
I've seen it here for like months.
Oh.
So it's...
At least we saved it. Can I have some more?
Good job.
There you go. There's your final judgment right there. Doc wants some more.
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely.
That's great.
You've done a nice job.
Somehow, I think that was one of the original beers, like, when we first had, like,
So it's been
beers
around
sent to us. So it just kind of got lost in the mix in the back of the fridge.
It's
but
been here longer than you've been brewing.
It's fucking awesome.
Okay.
It's great.
Held up nicely. Yeah. And we've kept it cold the whole time, which is a good thing.
And actually, when I get to... now I got the bottom of the bottle here.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a wit. It's got the cloudiness.
Should have maybe turned it upside down before we poured it, huh?
Well, it's nice having it both ways.
Yeah, it is. What? The hell? Bevo, what happened in the forum over there? You had to kick somebody out again? Were they calling you names?
No. It was that William guy.
William?
Whatever. I don't know how you say it.
Drunk
he was
and stupid.
Just being ridiculous. Yeah. And I warned him via PM. Twice.
Was he the beer like?
I don't know what. He wasn't asking like serious questions. He was just. It was like half the time he would talk, he would type normally, and then the other half it was very broken English. So I don't know if he was just joking around.
He's probably hammered.
Could be foreign.
He could be foreign, but he had perfect English some of the time, and then really bad English the other time.
He could be a savant
so he
too.
could just be being a jerk. But either way, I PM'd him, told him to stop twice.
Yeah.
Second time he PM'd me back, and it was not appropriate, and I was like, "You're done."
Unbelievable.
I'm not even going to cry. You're just out.
I'm not even going to cry. You're just done.
He's a ball buster now.
Be aware of that.
I'm glad you're doing that, but I do have to say, in the history of the program, and we're coming up on our 3rd anniversary, we've never had to ban so many people. What kind of dicks are getting into that chat room nowadays? And by the way, those of you who are regulars, it's your chat room, isn't it?
No, Bub was helping me. Bub was like, "It's time."
You know, you guys, what are you doing? It does have to be an accommodating place for everybody and for newcomers alike. So I don't know. If you want to be if you want to be a dick, go somewhere else. There's plenty of other programs you can listen to and go hang out with. You know what I mean? You don't have to stick with ours. So I'm just saying.
Public television.
NPR.
Public television.
NPR kind of television.
Yeah. Good for you. Ban them. Go ahead.
Ban them all.
Whereas I used to say, we ought to refrain. F it. If that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen, kick them out. I don't care.
Ban them long, ban them hard.
Yeah. Kick them out. Got to make it a nice place. What if my girl Tonya wants to come hang out?
You know what? We don't want to scare her off.
You know?
It's true.
Make it accommodating for everybody.
And he was saying inappropriate things about other people's wives. Like, he was just inappropriate.
Oh, my.
Oh, he went on.
Only
the
I'm
Brewer's
allowed to do
Code does not allow for bashing the wives.
No.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I'm kind of allowed to make a couple comments about Doc's wife, but that's different.
But they're good comments.
Yeah.
It's never true.
Oh, they're good.
It's because I'm also in love with Doc's wife.
And that's fair.
Yeah. Turns out I'm in love with everybody.
She can be your girlfriend, too.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. What's going on around here?
You're a horny fuck.
I think somebody roofied me. Shat's starting to look good over there.
Whoa. Not
His score sheet went too low. No.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Tell me what you brewed this weekend real quick, Shat. People might want to know.
We did a Vienna Lager, Meritzen, Oktoberfest.
Good choice on the Vienna Lager.
First time ever, so same on the Meritzen.
That is one of my favorite and extremely underdone styles of beers. Good choice. All right, what else?
If you want one, that's a Dos Equis.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, really?
The Dos Equis Dark.
Yep.
The amber.
And that's a nice beer. I like the Dos
Drank
Equis.
a lot of that.
We get it fresh here.
Oh, yeah, so fresh. Right across the board.
Yep.
So, Meritzen.
Okay.
And a wit.
And a wit.
So, Doc, I have a question. Okay. Just to kind of cap the night here. So, I added half the amount of citrus that I should have. Because I didn't have enough. So, coriander, was fine. I had plenty of that. What's going to happen? What
When did you add it? Right at the end?
5 minutes left in the boil.
It probably won't be as pronounced as you want. Test it at the end. You're right. It's probably not going to be as pronounced. It mostly comes off in the smell, which is a lot of the flavor too. If you can get some extract that's orange extract, you put just a little bit in there, and it really brings out the nose of the whole thing. It doesn't add too much to the flavor, but it really brings it out in the nose. So you can add it back a little bit, so you're not dead there.
So the recipe called for chamomile.
Yeah.
And we have this lemon tree out back, and we actually were thinking about tossing some of those flowers in there. I mean, they smelled great. I mean, chamomile.
Chamomile.
Well,
chamomile gives more of a bubblegum kind of flavor to
herbal,
it.
Yeah.
It's got a whole different flavor, and when you can put a lot, you can put a little in there, but when it comes across as a taste, everybody knows that taste, but they can't tell you what it is. It's great. What is that?
Can you put like the chamomile tea bags in there?
Yes. Look on the ingredients, and usually it's all chamomile in there, and you can put it in there.
Okay.
There's a place that Peter Hoey told me about in Berkeley, and you can get it in the bulk form. There's a what's the place? Lhasa Karnak and they do mail order too.
I remember that.
And you can get all kinds of herbs and things out of there.
And dried flowers, right? I mean, that's what you want to use.
Yeah.
Like if I were to use those wet flowers off the tree, just more veggie. I mean, what?
No, you don't want to add more because there's a lot of weight with water in it. I wash them first.
Okay.
Especially in our backyard, the tree has refinery all over it.
Yeah.
Cancer in your beer.
But it might be a good starting beer, and I want a little more of this or I want a little less of that. With the coriander, you can overdo it really easily,
right?
And it'll come across as a citrus nose. It'll also come across as a kind of a weird bitterness. So if
peppery or
it's more of a kind of a on your tongue harsh bitterness. If you put too much in there. You put just enough in there. Depends on how you crack it. You can just barely crack it open. I use a coffee grinder. Grind them up. So I put a lot less
Wow,
in
so
there.
that's, pretty concentrated.
Yeah.
So we just cracked them. Like I basically put it in a Ziploc, rolled the bottle over it. So I just cracked them.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Not smash
And there's
them,
actually
but
different kinds of coriander, too.
Okay. These were the seeds. So
yeah, well, there's the kind you can get normally in the grocery store, and then there's Indian coriander. You got to get them at an Indian market. Usually they're bigger and they taste a little bit better. I had one listener send them to me, which is nice. Still working off of that pile.
So from B3 would just what would they be? I mean,
there's the standard ones.
Okay.
But in Concord, I think there's an Indian market you can go to and get Indian coriander. They're a little bit bigger, a little bit plumper, and they have a different taste to them.
Shat kind of likes them big and plump.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
And hairy.
Yeah, and hairy.
And stinky.
With big feet.
Oh, man. Boy, oh boy.
Just get away from me, psycho bitch.
You seen her lately?
Have not.
No text messages?
No, nothing. Tube of chapstick or lipstick and sunglasses. Remnants of her. That's it.
Oh.
In the room.
Get away from me, psycho bitch.
You say, go to bed and smell those, and then
yeah.
Now
Sasquatch.
Question from the chat: can anyone enter the Southern California homebrew competition? I might bring my entry over with me from Australia. Yes, absolutely. Anybody can enter the 21st Annual Southern California Regional Homebrew Championship. You just go to hopheads.com and you'll get all the information. And if you're coming over from Australia and you just want to bring it, then you got 2 drop-off points here in California. If you're in Northern California, you go to More Beer Concord. If you're in Southern California, you go to More Beer Riverside. Or you'll get the address there on the website, hopheads.com, to send.
So bring it, dude.
Anybody can enter, and I really want to see you guys enter too. We could really take this competition by storm. I'd love to see a bunch of BN winners there, especially since they're doing it just after our anniversary party. Then that'd be great to hear a bunch of good names there. So
doing it,
that would be fantastic. All right, real quick, Tasty, what'd you brew this weekend?
Let's see, I brewed a American Pale Ale and a IPA and a Dortmunder Export.
Excellent.
The Dortmunder. Did your Dortmunder advance?
It did with
fruit in it.
18 drops of peach extract in it, yes.
But you entered it as a regular Dortmunder, too.
Yes.
And it did not advance.
No.
See, mine had 13 drops of apricot extract in it. It didn't advance.
See, that is disappointing because I had yours and I had ours, of course.
The Dortmunder?
The Dortmunder, and they were both, yours was really, really good, too. That's too bad.
Yeah.
There must have been some amazing
Doc's was
Dortmunders.
better. I mean,
It's just frustrating.
Did you taste the winning Dortmunders?
No, I don't get to taste the beers there, no.
Although they didn't have to be a Dortmunder to win, did they? What's the category that goes
like
on?
lagers,
Helles, so they could have been any. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
There's 5 different
And Bo Pills is a really big category, too.
Better have been some good lagers in there, I'll tell you that.
I'm sure there were.
How many beers did you enter, Doc?
15.
Did you?
Yeah, and they were all pretty much straight across the board. I didn't cross over style lines.
Is that a lot? Does anybody enter more than 15 beers?
Oh, yeah. What do we have for does? How many does entries do we have? We had like
370 or so.
From your club?
Yeah.
Holy shnikes. That's a lot of entries, isn't it?
I pushed real hard to get it going.
Good.
There were 664 total in the West, and Doe's had like 380 or something.
58%.
All right, Doe's.
58%.
What do you think? It could be your year, club
That's
of the
what
year?
I'm hoping. That's why I'm going to that place called Cincinnati.
Yeah, Doe scored like 42 medals in the first round.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. What's up, Beavis?
I have Brew Tattoo on the phone. He wants to know more about your schedule for the Oregon thing.
Chat is in charge of our Oregon schedule. Hey, Brew Tattoo, what's happening, man?
Hey there. I'm just wondering what you've started to say it a couple of times is what your schedule is going to be at the Oregon Brewery Festival, and you never quite finished it.
I know. I'm sorry. I gotta apologize to everybody.
He really doesn't know.
Well, I'm really scatterbrained today. I gotta be honest. I even had to kick Schumann out of the studio during my interview because he was distracting me, and I was trying to focus. My apologies to everybody. I am scatterbrained today. All right, here's what's happening. I'll give you a little bit of info. I've put Chad is really in charge of our OBF appearance because he has spoken with the organizer. Yeah, I know. You and me both.
It's even worse.
Don't worry, we will get on a plane.
Could be good.
What I do know is this: we're getting there on Wednesday. And we've got some events to do. The organizers are giving us all sorts of events that they want us to cover, which is great for content, really. I mean, they want us to be at the Brewers Dinner, which I think that's what's happening Wednesday night. And then they want us to kind of even march in the parade on Thursday that brings all of the beer and kind of opens it up down to the waterfront.
Well, you haven't been at a parade since the Gay Pride Parade.
Yeah, that was years ago, and I don't like to talk about it. I'm still a little...
But you're still proud.
Yeah, I'm still proud. Yeah. So that's and there's a whole list of things going on that they want us to record. Everything else is going to be just us, trying to find the good beer stuff. Are you going to be there?
The usual thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
You could be like Hugh Hauser.
I'll tell you this. We also
don't be representing.
Good. That's what I like to hear. I want to see a bunch of BN Army shirts out there too.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got to order some more because I only have one.
Oh.
And, I'm going to be there for 3 or 4 days, and I can't wear the same shirt.
Yeah, no stinky shirts.
Especially because it gets real hot up there.
And you probably spill beer on yourself.
July in Portland.
It's never hot in Portland.
Yeah, right.
It will be when you're there. One of the times I was in Portland, it was 96 degrees.
Yeah,
but it's a cool 96.
It's humid.
No humidity.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Well, if all else fails, our booth will be set up at the festival Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So I don't think we have a booth on Thursday, although I could be wrong. We might be there the whole time. What I know is confirmed is that we are set up there and broadcasting and hanging out for the whole thing Friday and Saturday. So
just look for Vinny.
Yeah, you'll find us there. He'll be hanging out. So.
Opening ceremonies are on the 24th, though.
What is that?
Thursday.
That's Thursday. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Cool.
I know I'm going to be there all day Friday, but Saturday is kind of iffy. But I'll definitely hook up with you.
Great.
And are there any other side events, like in the evenings, that you're going to plan?
Not that
brass.
There's like a rock bottom party. There's an Oregon Brewers Dinner. The brunch. Not that we know of, but there's plenty going on.
If I have anything to say about it, we will be at the Horse Brass. But
his ass.
Because it's a great bar. Did I say great? It's a great bar.
There's so many places to see. We went last year. It was great.
Yeah.
It's the best bar that didn't make the
best bar,
real beer, or whatever list of top places to drink before you die.
I agree with you 100%.
And there's a bottle store right down the street. I can't think of the name of it, but it's outstanding.
It's
I mean,
right
you
there.
Grab a bottle and drink right there. And
yeah.
Actually, they moved. They used to be right next door. Now they're like a block up or something.
Yeah, real close.
Yeah. That's great.
Here's what I would suggest, both to you and to all of our listeners who are going to be at the festival, is just come over to the booth on Friday and talk to us. And if we can arrange, a meeting time at one of these great places, I'm more than happy to do it. So, but the best thing to do really is just to talk to us while we're there, because it's hard to. Basically, if the organizers of the event tell me I need to be somewhere to do some broadcasting, then that's where I got to be. But we'll know.
Because you're their butt boy, right?
I'm their bitch. Man, that's the way these everyone thinks it's all prestigious. Really, I'm just
gotta pay the dues.
I'm their bitch.
If Art says be here, you're there.
I'm there. Whatever Art tells me to do, that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy to do it. And hopefully, I don't have to swallow. So, but yeah, meet us at the booth on Friday, and we'll figure something out, man.
I'll be at the booth.
Cool.
Hey, while I'm on the phone,
yeah,
I might as well be drunk of the week.
I don't know. You had a bunch of clear and concise
Can
questions.
you talk in an English accent?
If you're drunk of the week, we're all better drunk than that.
If I cannot talk, then I am comatose.
I see.
I've had a 750 of Avery's Reverend, a 750 of Signature Ale from, what the hell is that? The Port Brewing and the Proof Brewery.
Okay.
I've had a 750 of Peniel Oak Age Sour. I've had a 750 of Lost Abbey Carnival.
I've
had a 750 of 3 months. I've had a regular size Delirium Tremens, a regular size Ballast Point Big Eye India Pale Ale, and I've had 3 Dogfish Head 60-minute IP ales and 1 Flying Dog IPA, whatever.
What are you drinking with the family?
Holy
crap! I have.
How big is your liver?
I have one thing to
My
say to
liver's
you.
very hard.
I have one
small,
response to that list of beers that you've given us. Okay, and I want you to pay attention. I want you to listen carefully.
I'm listening.
I'm glad he could just still count them all.
Good Lord. You are.
That's why I lined them up in front of me, because last time I called in for Drunk of the Week, Jay asked me what I drank, and I had to root through the trash. I never could find them all.
I thought you were actually rooting through the trash now.
Yeah. All right,
So
well.
that's what they call the bottle in front of me.
I guess we'll.
That's right.
I was going to give the Englishman honorary Drunk of the Week, just based on
don't give it
Bevo's
away yet.
attraction.
Don't give it away yet.
Are there more?
There's another call that's going to come right in.
All right.
Don't talk about blobber, glopper,
No,
whatever.
no, it's not.
All right.
We're getting another one.
Brew Tattoo, you are most definitely in the running, so hang in there.
That's an impressive
You have to be
list.
lucid. You have to be lucid to be Drunk of the Week.
Yeah.
Or hurl.
All right, brother. Thanks, man. Later.
All right.
Okay, the next call should come in very shortly.
Is he in the chat room telling you that he's already right? Is it JP?
Oh, you'll be surprised.
Really? At who it is?
Yeah,
Does he have breasts?
he does.
Good. It must be JP. Or it could be Bub. All right, let's do this
This is
quick,
Henny.
too. We're getting out of here. In the meantime...
Oh, Tasty Cans.
Tasty. I was going to close with it.
I just wanted to hear it.
Well,
Tasty Cans. I'm high. It's for you, Sully. You wanted a little life in the show, Sully? Here it is.
Yeah. All Sully can provide.
Just makes me want to move.
wow.
Oh, speaking of Sully.
Cans.
I think Stephanie is our next contestant for Drunk of the Week.
I haven't
on the
heard
phone.
from her for a while.
Stephanie,
Nice.
is that you, my dear?
Wow.
It's me.
Wow. Are you calling in for Drunk of the Week?
I am, and all I have to say is if that guy drank that much, he'd be dead.
Oh, so you call bullshit.
You can't believe
I drank a bottle of this, and I drank a bottle of that, and one of
Yeah.
that. No way.
They're all 750s.
And they're all 750 big bottles.
Yeah, I don't believe him.
Wow, okay.
Bunch of shit.
Too much. Yeah.
Calling him out. Well, what have you been drinking?
Well, Sully put together a feast tonight. He made the most incredible dinner. And so we've had a couple bottles of wine, and we opened up the bottle of absinthe.
Oh,
nice.
You guys
so we've had a little bit. And you know what? It's because of the kids at my school. They're driving me to drink, and their parents.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
Meaning your kids, Doc.
Yeah, I know. Same school.
Yeah.
And their parents. She said it.
I told her about the parents when she got the job there. I told her. I warned her about the parents.
All I have to say is, we're planning this overnight for my 4th grade students, and it's great. There's 54 kids. I'm totally pumped about it. We take them to Gold Country, and they ride covered wagons, and they get held up at gunpoint, and they go gold panning, and it's a total great trip.
That sounds great.
They're going to see the dentist's office.
Taking them to Richmond?
No.
Good one, Chef.
But I had 44 parents sign up to come with my 50 kids.
Oh, my God.
So I now have to go back and plan an overnight for the adults.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not really
that is
happy about
touted
it.
as one of the
Wait a minute.
best overnights with the kids is that one.
Tell them they all can't go,
Okay.
Stephanie. Come on.
I can't.
You can't?
Well, it's a long story, and we.
All right, they all have to go.
I'm really
Okay.
pissed about it because I want to hang out with my kids. It'd be fun. We're going camping.
Well, they'll be with their parents,
I'm going
babe.
camping with like 50 adults.
Yeah, they're going to be with their parents.
Just have a lottery.
Yeah. I can't.
They might as well
It's a
stay home and
long
read a book.
Story.
All right.
What?
Well.
I haven't seen you guys in so long since the CBC. Or the Sausage Fest, as I call it.
Yeah, well, they're all sausage festivals. That's why
Not as much as this one. This one took the cake.
I often cry myself to sleep at how I've chosen the wrong industry to do my radio career.
Yeah,
Due
it's
to all
really hard to walk through a crowd as a female at those events. It was kind of like...
Did you get groped?
It was like being clawed after.
Oh, boy.
Nice.
You like the attention.
Or,
If you like that, you should just come in the studio.
Bevo, can you go to Oregon with us?
No, you guys are tame compared to these people. It was crazy. But we had a blast. Sully and I have stories, off-the-air stories.
Oh, that's too
we had a
bad.
good
That's boring. Off the air. Bevo, why can you not go to Oregon
I
with
don't
us?
even know when it is.
It's last full
Bevo,
weekend in July.
It's going to be fun.
Last full weekend in July.
24th.
You'll get all
25th.
sorts of attention.
I can go Friday to Sunday.
We could do that. That's
Come,
perfect.
it'll be great.
I have no available vacation time. I spent it all in Hawaii.
You're looking kind of sick, though.
Sick time, yeah.
No, I don't have any sick time either. I use
Float
that.
days.
I have nothing.
A non-paid sick day, Bevo.
You know what? You need a career change.
Yeah.
I do.
Teacher.
What do they pay you over there?
The whole summer's off.
What do you make a year?
Not enough.
See?
Career change.
We need to get a few new sponsors so we can pay
Well, I'm not
Bevo.
saying I make a whole bunch as a teacher, but I have good holiday pay.
That's good. You have to.
And a lot of them.
You have to being with Sully.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you mean?
I mean, you guys travel like you're
We
Bill
do.
Gates.
We're going to save her soon. We're going to Washington.
Oh dear. All
I
over
can't
the place.
wait.
You see old
It's
Bill?
Sully's birthday, May 15th.
Well, you sound happy. You're definitely
Then
chatty, but I don't know if you've beaten our brew tattoo for drunk of the week.
I didn't hear Brew Tattoo. Did he have absinthe?
No, that's the guy with all the big
What it's
bottles
all
of beer.
about.
Have you seen the Purple
No,
Dragon
no,
yet?
No.
Stephanie, what have you had to drink?
Wine and absinthe.
I mean, how much of each?
What?
How much did you have? How much of each? How much did you drink?
We had a cut. We had like 2 bottles of wine.
Oh, wow. Split 2 bottles. Well, cool.
We did. Is that tasty?
Yes.
Hi.
How you been, kid?
Hi.
Hey, did you get a tan in Hawaii? I didn't see
tasty.
Oh, I did. I got a great tan.
I bet you
Sully
did.
and I got sick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sully was like the guy in Hawaii underneath the umbrella.
Nico Frage.
Wow, Sully, or Tasty, listen to your theme song.
We like it.
Well,
Who do you guys want to give it to? You want to give it to Stephanie, or do you want to give it to Brew Tattoo?
Who wants to give it to Stephanie?
Raise your hand if you want to give it to Stephanie.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, that's 3 in the room, 4 in the room.
we're with you.
Oh, I guess it's. I haven't voted. I guess it's unanimous.
That's fun.
So all right, Stephanie, you're drunk.
Congratulations.
You're drunk of the week. Congratulations, everybody. Yeah,
Hey,
wonderful.
this is my first one, my first Brewing Network honor.
Well, you deserve it. You've earned it, and
Thanks.
you've worked hard over the years.
She said honor.
Would you like to give an acceptance speech?
I just want to thank Sully
Well,
For the absinthe.
for the absinthe and cooking the glorious meal.
And
For giant
now what's going to go down?
and touching your glorious what?
Nothing.
No.
Giant nothing.
Gotcha.
Well, I hopefully will I see you guys soon. Are you going to be out and about?
I don't know. You got to ask Chad. You know what? I don't even. Chad's now my.
Is Chad your?
He's booked next weekend.
Well, I'm booked next weekend too.
I mean, between Chad maintaining my schedule and Shoe Light ruining my life, it's.
Why? I haven't heard that story.
Oh, you got to come over.
Oh, God. Listen to the first part of the show.
It's gotten crazy around here. That's all I have
Wow.
to say. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to come around more often. We've been,
bills. I agree with you. You both
Sully
need
and
to
I
come
haven't been around very much.
around. No,
Why is that?
Because I'm planning a trip for 50 adults, and Sully is flying back and forth between here and Minnesota.
Okay.
He's
Sully has
brewing
been.
his beer out there. It's
Sully's
huge
been
now,
Captain Midwest. So
He is. He's got some funny stories, too, from it.
I'm sure. All right, we're going to get out of here. You are drunk of the
Okay,
week, my
go.
dear.
Hey.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Steve.
Okay. Well, there you go. Sorry, Brew Tattoo, but the gallery voted, and they gave it to Steph.
Yep. Sorry for sucking balls.
You should be.
Oh. Harry balls.
All right, don't forget, there's no show next week. We're going to be at the Boonville Beer
Somebody send me an
Festival,
email that
and,
No show.
Tasty, you sure you're not going next week?
I might be on the bus. Who knows?
All right. We'll see. Maybe a little
we got
surprise.
a little
Tasty.
room. We can make it.
I gotta get tickets. Though.
Okay. Get it right
Bevo?
now.
Bevo, you want to go
I'm
to a
not
beer
going.
festival next week?
I'm not going. Come on, Tasty.
It's Saturday.
It's just beer.
Maybe.
4 hours.
All right. We'll see. Maybe Bevo will be there. Maybe Tasty will be there.
Okay, you take the bus up with me, and you come back the same day.
There you go. Don't have to drive.
You don't have to drive.
That'd be fine.
Let's get hammered.
There'll be beer on the bus.
Get your little Being Army shirt.
You know, the key is there's a bathroom on the bus.
Extra little.
No.
Excess.
More like a barfatorium.
That's on the way home.
So no show next week, but you can go to our store and you'll find books and podcasts and T-shirts and AHA memberships and all sorts of stuff there that you can support
Porn.
the BN and also get something out of it. We probably should go into the porn business.
We probably should. You know, it'll get people into the store.
Doing a lot better. Yeah, go to the store. Do that. You can buy Brew Your Own magazine through our homepage. Just click on the banner when it pops up there and buy yourself Brew Your Own magazine. It's a great magazine. It helps us and it helps you. You could also click on those ads that rhyme with frugal, and that's free. It won't cost you a thing, and the more you do it, the more it helps us. Just hit the button.
I click every day.
Even Doc clicks it.
I click it.
And then, of course, and maybe this is most important, you need to visit and patronize our sponsors, good people who bring this show to you every single week, and they've been doing it for some time now, and we thank them, and you should thank them too.
Tell them we sent you.
Tell them we say exactly. If you buy something from them, tell them where you found them, and just say thanks for doing what they do, because they bring the show to you. So, yeah, all of that. Am I missing anything, Shat? Are we good? We're good. All right, we're done. Tasty, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Glad to be here.
I do appreciate it, and thank
See
you
you guys
for
in
your
a couple of weeks.
Judging update. That was
It was enlightening.
That was good. All right, Beav. And
Calm
it's good
me
to have
down.
you back in the studio, too.
Thank you.
Sorry you had to boot people again.
That's okay.
All right,
I'm
good.
not upset about it.
All right, Doc, we'll see you in a couple weeks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Have a good night.
Pale ale is a friend of mine, and I sure like good barley wine. Chocolate porter, cherry stout, yeah, you know what I am talking about. But don't you give me that American cruise, boys, I want a real home brew. Home brew, don't you really love it, that home brew? Can't get enough of it. Home brew, it blows my mind.